What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? How are you? Good evening. Sorry I'm late. Can everyone hear me? Just got to move something here. Everyone here? Scott West.
Good evening.
Chris, Victor, how are you, mate? No, you're all right. Sorry for the delay. George, Paul, Dale, Ty, Peter Papp, Anthony Speciali, Prospered, how are you? Lyndon Scott, how are you, bro? How is New Zealand going? Arkis Melandros, Shane Crichton, Jenny, Adam Popovich, Simon Krieger, Peter Talevsky, Vic Elfus, Craig Hewitt. Craig, you must be overseas, but there's two of you watching. Daniel, big bad Daniel Nunziante, man.
Mr. Pezzo.
The OG Radio King of Australia is watching us, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Corey Jackson.
Best car you've had yet, thanks to Harry. Yeah, no, so what is that one, Vic? It's RX4, yeah?
RX4, there's a Pro Street deal there.
Very nice.
It's a big turbo deal, so
It's got turbo?
turbo deal, mate.
Any power or?
Oh yeah, she gets up in boogies, mate, for Australia, so if you want, just come down to Muscle Car and check it out. All sorts of stuff.
Very
I think
good.
it actually maybe even sold already. So.
Oh, okay, well that's
But a couple of guys we need today.
they're not going to come down.
Come down, mate, before it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 27 of Operation Radial Freedom, proudly brought to you by Australian Muscle Car Sales, Speedy Dips, Archie's Flame Grill, and also Power Cruise Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your attendance this evening. It's going to be a little bit more laid back today. There's no guests joining us on the show for specific reasons. One, we wanted to shorten the length of the show tonight, not for any reason other than just to give people a break, and we want to cover off some topics, create some discussion, and then obviously the next show we can have. Now, Vic, just so you know, that we actually just got invited by the team at Gas Motorsports.
Yes?
Have invited us for a barbecue and to do an episode out of there.
Really? When was this?
Just now. Pose messaged me. He's been out of action. He's been flat out at work.
I believe he's got the car going in the
Well,
last week.
yeah.
So
He said we may be able to debut the car on the dyno.
I think that'd be awesome.
So, ladies and gents,
There you go, you heard it.
like and share, man. We may be at Gas Motorsports. Thanks to Po Tung for reaching out to us. We're happy to do something like that, Po. I've just got your messages now, mate. So, mate, glad you're on the couch. Chris Barry, welcome. Peter and me, Duffy, how are you? Athanasios Diakos, Tuner's Edge, thank you for all your support always, man. And sorry, yeah, we need to be mentioning Tuner's Edge as well. Sam Maindanis, how are you, mate? Hope you're well, hope the family's well. Ladies and gentlemen, I put an agenda on for this evening's episode, Victor, just because I wanted to cover off a few things in the racing world, not just overseas, but also in Australia. And really, it was just to create some. Declan, no problem, man. Hope you got the flag okay, mate. George Thuil, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I hope everybody got their gear.
John
actually.
Rico. Yeah, look, there's still a few people that haven't given me their address details, but I'm chasing them on Facebook.
Mate, a big thank you to you, mate.
Look, I'm doing what I
Cheers,
can.
man.
Doing what I can. Also,
Let's
guys,
press
man,
those
you saw that I posted, we've got the check ready to go for the Breast Cancer Foundation. $26,450 odd and 15 cents.
So it was over 26 grand.
Over 26
A big
grand.
thank you to everyone.
No, thank you to everyone. I
Supporters,
just
the
wanted to
guys
put
that
a
donated.
shout out there. If you're a sponsor and a recipient from the live auction gear and you haven't received your prizes, can you please get in touch with the sponsors directly? I've messaged everyone so you're on the group chat. And also, if there's an issue with any of the prizes, please let me know and I'll facilitate to have that fixed.
Get in contact with the guys straight away.
Get in contact with everyone and make things happen. Obviously, we had some very generous people, and look, we just want to chase people up to make sure they get everything they need. Chris Ferrugia, welcome. Norman Alavanos, how are you? Welcome. Guys, like and share this evening, very relaxed. I'm not going to have any guests on for
Johnny Ricker's on, sorry to cut you off there.
the man himself.
Yeah, mate.
I
He had a couple of passes overseas.
Well, you know what I
heard?
heard? I heard the car's already on the way back. Is that right, John?
It may be, but
I've got good sauces, man. I've got good sauces. Barbecue, tomato.
already done.
Mayonnaise. I've got sauces everywhere, Vic.
Plenty of sauces, mate.
Plenty of sauces. But look, guys, this evening I want to talk about some interesting topics. Firstly, I want to cover off Pro Radial, please, in Australia, Victor. But before we do that, just some general housekeeping, ladies and gentlemen. We are a show to promote the radial scene in Australia and help increase the racing profile in Australia for both the racers and the sponsors. We're here to help as much as we can. We're here to give shout outs to those that are doing great in the sport. We're here to cover some topics, Vic, that people talk behind people's back about but never face head on to fix.
Well, you know, I mean, we're being very impartial. We don't need to be. I don't hold myself accountable to anybody, mate. I'll tell it how it is, and if I'm going to say something on here, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's going to be a fact. It ain't going to be bullshit, you know. Most people are going to run their mouths and carry on. Well, that's not going to happen here, man. But anyway, we'll be very civil about it. And you know, if it gets to that with certain issues, I'm sure we can call people on and, you know, come and face it up, and you know, you be the judge, you know.
And explain yourself. So,
You know?
so look, this evening,
Quite
ladies
easy.
and gentlemen, we're going to beam it all over the world, talk about a few things that are happening in and around the world. I did want to cover off Vic Pro Radial. I just want to get to some messages that I've had there.
Sure, he hasn't been an amazing week, amazing last couple of weeks on the radio scene across the globe.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Before we get into the world records, sorry, man.
You do your thing.
I've
I've been a little bit out of touch.
I've got things lined up here. So, a couple of things. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Scotty Harker is joining us. Scott, how are you, mate? Mark Allen, Steve Grimer, mate, up in Drag Challenge. We're going to cover off Drag Challenge shortly as well. Dwayne Bailey, how are you, mate? Paul Wicked, man, how are you, sir?
Those guys swinging for the hills.
Mate, they're doing awesome. Johnny Rick is laughing.
Monaro.
Katrina Grillis, how are you? Welcome, like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Operation Radial Freedom, episode 27. You're joining us live, ladies and gents. So we're not interested in the big numbers. We just want to cover off some things in the scene and go from there. Vic, I wanted to give a shout out to Craig Burns in The Villain.
He's the villain,
He's
isn't he?
named it The Villain.
Yeah, mate.
In his
He
debut,
came swinging, he took those gumboots off, and guess what? He ran a PB. That was no surprise.
The SCF Fabrications Workshop in-house vehicle put the proper gumboots on, removed
The gumboots, they put that bike to the test, and yeah, man, he got something down.
Well, Victor, I can say to you
Got the results here.
the car's weighed in at 3190, ladies and gentlemen. So it ain't no lightweight, that's for sure. So if we take away that weight and let it compete in the outlaw radial class
That'll be coming into Kenda.
in Kenda, I gather that's a 390 off the bat, ladies and gentlemen. But if we have a look there at 419 at 181, Vic, he's the number one in pro radial at 3,190 pounds.
Yeah, man.
Simon Krieger,
That's a great effort.
a big shout out to Simon Krieger. He went 432, 170.78, Vic, and Krieger's come in at 3,030 pounds.
Mate, that Tirana's booging, man. That's a four-door Tirana, man.
It's a
I'm
four-door
going to say it again.
heavyweight.
He was out there 4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
the previous 2 shows. He was in the car park there. Everyone was having a bit of a look, man. What a car.
Yeah, look, he bought it down for the
Tirana,
breast
man.
cancer
No,
thing.
he did, mate.
Him and his daughter,
He
and
did.
I know
They
he's
did.
got his daughter lined up for a few of these cars that are coming out. But
the next pilot there.
I want to give a shout out to all those that firstly that were attended the Pro Radial event. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cover off the rules and regulations a little bit later on, and Vic and I thoughts around where the sport's heading and potentially what we can talk about in future. I just want to cover off a few things. Muhammad Ali, how are you, sir? Welcome. Jim Mitsopoulos, James Panos, how are you? Welcome to the show. George Ketsapotis, how are you? I'm glad you're loving it. Daniel Morris, welcome as well. Chris Saltzis, welcome, and thank you for leading us use Australian Muscle Car Sales yet again, Chris. And I hope the little one's doing well, mate, and we need some radial t-shirts for the little one.
Been
as well.
throwing up on him, mate. I think Chris runs slicks. But
Oh,
anyway.
okay, fair enough. So, yeah, that's why the kid's throwing up anyway. But if we can cover off, ladies and gentlemen, some things that are happening. So, the Pro Radial Series, obviously it's a 400 Thunder IHRA series. Obviously, there are rules that govern these shows and these events. And the cars are obviously a lot heavier, Vic, than what they are at the Kenda series. I just wanted to cover off, Vic, I had some good things here from
Message inbox been going crazy.
Oh, it's going off, but
There's a number of things we're trying to
that's
do.
okay, we'll get it all
maybe
happening.
jump around a little bit.
We're going to jump around. I'm just going to get the
No,
That's why
that's fine.
I've got no guests coming on, so we're okay. We're
Bit
not.
of a chinwag, and if
we're
we
not-
run for an hour, we run for an hour.
Yeah,
If we run
if
for
we-
2, we run for 2.
That's
so.
it. That's how I want to do it. I'm just going to open this, Victor.
Yep, you got the
So
results.
I've got the results here. Okay, so this was
Well, you've got
qualifying.
round 1 there.
Qualifying after round 1. So we had Dale Hellier qualified number 2 at 4.2, 184.75 mile an hour. So he was just behind Joe Gauchi, who I believe won the event as well, Vic. Joe Gauchi. So big shout out to Joe Gauchi. Debut at the Pro Radial, which is why he actually built the vehicle, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, and he won his first event.
He built it for a number of classes and a number
Absolutely.
of events, but obviously at the East Coast Nationals here in Sydney, mate, he's...
That's exactly where he wanted to
and it's
race
great
the
that
car.
these guys are bringing these pro radial guys on, and you know they've just put the weights and a couple little things there to get everybody in the class moving forward. And obviously there was 9 or 10 cars there, and let's hope we can get that to 16. And
Well, look, I
24
want to
the
get it
next
to
one,
16, and I just want to cover the field. So you had the straight after Joe Gauchi, who ran 187.31, ladies and gentlemen. So he had the fastest mile an hour out of the bunch there, with the turbo teddies on there, as our good friend Simon Krieger would say. Craig Hewitt in the CV8 Monaro, which is a full body car, ladies and gentlemen. 4252 at 175.94. Then you had Simon Kreiber with a 4327, 170.64. I'm talking about the East Coast Thunder round one of the qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Tanya Thompson in her VH Commodore, only a small 377 cubic inch motor there, Vic. She went a 5154 at 136.43. So I would say that's very close to Tanya's best there. I believe also Tanya's leading the points field in Pro Radial, from what I understand. So well done to Craig Tomo and Tanya. Yeah, the car's gone quicker. Yeah, absolutely. Ferrugia, obviously this was on a back off there, but now I will say something about Ferrugia, Victor.
Yes.
I've got word now. I'm not sure if Anthony Matuke's watching, ladies and gentlemen, or anyone associated with
When
Anthony
does this come
Matuke.
through in the last day or
Oh,
something?
this has come through in the last few
You
hours.
just told me about Gas Motorsports, you know, they want to see, you just told me about Anthony Matuke now and something with...
Yeah. So Gas Motorsports invited us for a barbecue next week, but also Glenn Davies is watching. How are you, Glenn? Simon Krieger saying 3/4 cars to the front. Tommy, yeah, boys, go staunch, man. Jim Matsopoulos, how are you? If they're the big gun, how are you, mate? George Rallis, how are you? Joe Gauchi, ladies and gentlemen, was 3,200 pounds. Like and share, everyone, please. Con Antonis, how are you? Craig Lewis and Father Romanos, how are you, mate? We've got some holy intervention here from the Gold Coast, Victor, which is pretty good as well. Craig Lewis, how are you, sir? Hope you've got a corona in your hand. So I got word, Victor, that...
Going back to that,
Yeah, so on Saturday, is there something at the track?
I believe there's something is, because Jen just, she rang me earlier, she goes, yeah, the track on Saturday. I said, I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a blur the last week for me.
I got a message that there's some grey piece of shit. That was their wording, not mine.
Who said
And
great
sorry,
piece of
Father, please forgive
shit? Who
me.
said great piece of crap?
Someone that messaged me is gonna decimate Matuk in his 275 mile an hour.
Them fighting words there. Who said, is that the RX3?
I don't know, it's grey. Is that RX3 grey?
Wow, Mr. Ferrugia.
Look,
He's laying down the ball.
all I can say is that
a two-wheel drive car to take down the four-wheel drive car.
all I can say is that there's no more Macca's drive-through there for the standing driver, because we've got Nathan Ferrugia.
Speaking about the standing driver, didn't he do well?
He did really well. Man.
Wow.
He did really well,
Was
man.
that 680 on a back off or
No,
something?
he was at a back off, and he backed off, I think, at...
It went 680.
I think it was about 900 feet. He got off...
670 something at 179, but it went 180 to the half.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that sort of tells you what was going on there.
He got off at 900 feet.
The lamb ribs were killer that night.
Yeah, it was. Terry enjoyed us anyway.
So there's a call out.
So I just have we've actually got a question here from Ernest. Ernest, let's answer as many questions as we can this evening. We don't have any guests, so Ernest, you can be the first question. So in your opinion, Victor, this sounds like a pointed question. Does a radial tyre give you better ETs than full slicks? Everyone tells me to go radial. It will ET better. What do you guys say?
Well, it's quite simple, man. You will ET a mile an hour, providing you leave. It's simple as that. And the reason being is less rolling resistance. There you have it.
So because there's less rolling resistance,
Absolutely, less drag, man.
there's less drag, we're saying that you will go faster.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been proven.
Oh, it's been done.
It's been proven. We'll cover
we
off
did it
with-
actually. We did it last week at the track.
Oh, you go on.
Anthony from AG Engines there.
Yes.
He's got a Centura.
Yes.
He gave me a call. He said, "Can you come down? We'll just play around a bit." We went down and built his own engine, set the car up, and weighed the car, 3,310 pounds, small block Ford aspirated. Yeah, he's a Centura. Don't go there. I get it.
Okay.
And man, he PB'd, man. He went like a tenth and a half and about 2 miles an hour from 141 line. The car went 143.3. And from a 968, 970s, the car went 952.
So that's
and the
just-
truck was absolutely, I tell you now, it was just bone stock standard. There was nothing on there. They
Okay,
looked
so
at the guys
that's
correctly,
just from
and there
you.
was nowhere.
That's from you setting up the car from a slick to
Well,
a
we put
radial.
it on there. We just done one or two little tweaks, played around a little with the tune up in the star line, and yeah, man. And he went from a 28.9 to a 255 radial, and he'll be putting 2-3 files on that very soon, I believe, as well. So he'll be going even smaller. So I dare say I'm pretty confident that car will go at least another 1-2 tenths before.
So, Ernest, thank you very
And I
much
was
for your
on stream,
question,
by the
and
way.
welcome to Operation Radial Freedom, episode 27. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share, please, as much as you can. The answer to that question is yes, we believe that you will ET a mile an hour harder. It has been proven. I believe Melanie Salimi, who is a pro mod racer in the NHRA, just debuted a brand new Camaro a few days ago at Orlando Speed World, and one of her qualifying passes, she went an 898, I believe, in the 60 foot on a radial pass. I believe it was her third pass on a radial. Someone can confirm that for me, but I believe we are correct. So Elias Milking, how are you?
Multiple
Tomorrow there's
120s,
private desk day, private hire on Saturday, sorry. George Katsapotis, can Victor give us a rundown on his brutal VE Valiant? Absolutely, we'll do that later on. Miroslav, how are you? Glad that you're on, Miroslav. I want to talk to you about a few things to put bum on seats, Pro Extreme class. Sam Estino, ladies and gentlemen, like and share. As you can see, very laid back today. We just covered off Pro Radial, and again, congratulations to Craig Burns for his low ET of the round as well. Joe Gauchi for the top speed, and also for winning the event. And well done, obviously, for the PB to Simon Krieger.
And these guys carrying a bit of weight too.
And they're carrying a lot of weight, ladies and gentlemen. So I would say to you, if we were to put these cars from Pro Radial 400 Thunder into the Kenda series,
I won't say numbers and that.
they would have all PB'd.
Definitely.
They would have all PB'd, and we definitely would have seen Craig Burns very close to 390s off the bat, to be very honest with you, at that weight, and at the weight that I know that car can probably get to.
As well. There's Simon O'Carroll there. He didn't.
It is true, and we will cover that off next, Simon Krieger. We will cover that off next.
What's that? Is it true the fastest radial car is a nitrous car?
It is.
Well, he couldn't help himself. He's
Absolutely.
had to jump the gun.
So he's jumped the gun, but we'll jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's cover off the results from around the grounds, Victor, that just occurred at Orlando Speed World. You would have seen, ladies and gentlemen, that. Hold on, Ernest. Yes, thanks heaps, much appreciated. I've gone 96138 so far in the weight in at 440 kilos. Hopefully. Go better tomorrow night with nitrous. Absolutely, sir. So yeah, as long as you've got the suspension set up correctly, good weight distribution in the
set up a bit of power management, and
the start line is where it's at. Marco, thank you for joining us. Simon Krieger, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Krieger is alluding to the very famous now Marcus Burt, who has a it's actually the Houston Auto Auction C7 Corvette Vic.
What a
Shout out to Houston Auto Auction as well for sponsoring Marcus Burt. It stormed into the darkness at Orlando Speedway, lighting up the scoreboard Vic at a 3.553 at 207.18.
Say that again, 3553.
At 207.18. Unbelievable.
Any questions?
He's bettered his own radial record. It was done under the DuckX rules as well, Victor. So
yes.
Just putting it out there, Ozzy Moyer from Orlando Speed World obviously made sure that it was done there. And look, to be honest with you, I believe the 60s Vic were in the early 909, somewhere there.
Unbelievable.
Now, I also believe that Stevie Jackson went into the 50s as well, Victor, from what I understand.
Correct.
As well. So look, Stevie Fast, obviously winner in the Pro Mod series of the NHRA. He's jumped back into his radial vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, and he's actually made it to the final. But Victor, we have to give congrats where congrats is due to all the nitrous races there. You've obviously got a champion.
360, not only going the 350, but actually running the world record on the radial.
It's the world record, Victor.
That's the world record.
355,
man, and radials to the front, and you know what? Hey, the nitrous boys, man, they're getting it done.
Okay, so just to
got some
confirm,
mile an hour too, nearly 208 mile an hour there. So
I'm just going to confirm some of the 60s, ladies and gentlemen. I can confirm with you that the short time was done at a .90960 foot, and he was 2.37
237
to the 330.
Now, people listening to that,
So if
that's
you,
getting your shit done.
yeah,
On radials,
it's
man.
pretty crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Now he was actually quicker in some of the qualifying there with a .899. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, in the 60.
Sub 900.
And basically both
That's insane,
of them were a sub .360. To be honest with you, Jackson went a 3.587. Beating out Burt's quicker 3.572 in qualifying as well. That was done on a hole shot, and that was the second fastest point. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to cover off what was done there, and we would be remiss, Vic, if we didn't cover off the beautiful radial racing that was occurring there as well. I also wanted to cover off, obviously, that you had obviously Stevie Jackson with Billy Stockland and Phil Schuler involved with that vehicle as well. But Melanie Salimi, ladies and gentlemen, who actually in the final ran her fastest ever pass.
Up against Stevie Fast.
Up against Stevie Fast, and then Vic
Took him down. Stevie Fast was coming, but the whole shot.
If you can tell everyone, just sort of how hard it is to come into the radial scene like that and really do what she did.
Debut. I mean, it pretty much was a debut, wasn't it?
It was her debut on radials.
I
I can say that.
Potentially tested and run other things, but to go into a meeting and go up against the best of the best, and I mean these guys are all the best, but to go up against Stevie Jackson, man, and take him down and win as well, like, you know what I mean? It was I don't know if you got the time card up there, but
I'm
Stevie
gonna
Jackson
try and
looked like he
find
was
it.
sort of coming home from the 330 to the 660 there, but the whole shot win and the rest is history, man. And yeah, man.
Look,
Unbelievable.
it was a whole shot win. She went a 007 on the light, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
ran
007.
28 or something.
He went at 047
047.
for that pass in itself. So definitely both of them, you know, some of the best racers in the world, obviously, in what they're competing. But
The 330 numbers were big, and that's where it counts, man.
oh, look, absolutely, Vic.
330, and it just drove home like a steam
It
train.
just absolutely came home there. And look,
It was only
congratulations.
like about 2 or 3 thousandths margin of victory, though.
Yes,
It's too close.
and that's what I wanted to let
Like the
everyone
win's
know
the
about.
win,
You know what I
man.
mean? So look, Vic, that was pretty important to cover off as well in the radial scene. Sam Carafas, how are you going? Frank, looking sharp, mate. Chris Barter, fuck the Jews in that and saying absolutely.
Wade Ridge,
Arcus
prep kick from
Melendez.
Nikki Coy there, and she knows she's raced there.
Now, Nicky, please don't cause any more dramas, love, with that. You know, but absolutely, he knows exactly what he's doing, mate. Rich, Arky, Melandros, Ernest Hudson, give Vic to give it a bit of a tune tomorrow. I don't know if Vic's busy tomorrow, mate, ladies and gentlemen. He's a bit of an extraordinaire behind the spanners. But I'm just pulling. I just want to get the card here from Melanie Salimi, Victor. Sorry, mate. I'm just trying to find it. Ladies and gents, if anyone's got the card, let me know.
No, go right to the top if you could again there, Sam.
I will, mate. I will. I'm just going to see how we go here.
Like I said, the margin of victory was 2 or 3 thousandths, man, but hey, she got it done, man.
Yeah, definitely got it done. And definitely not sore on the eyes either, Melanie there. She's a fantastic racer. She's been
A
competing.
lot more of her than
She's been competing. Yeah, she's been competing very heavily over there, mate.
big
in
words
Pro Mod.
from Stevie Fast Jackson there,
Oh,
mate.
look, he
From Phil Schuler and Billy Stockland and his team, man.
absolutely,
You
and look, those boys know what it takes to win in that class.
Mate,
So
haven't they won some rounds, mate?
absolutely, man. They know what it takes.
Championships, mate, whether it's NHRA or, you know.
Trying to find.
Here we go.
I think that's the final. Is that the final?
That's the
Yes,
one.
it is. Okay.
A 943 versus a 909. Gee, man, that's big.
Yeah. Was that Salimi? Yeah, my first full pass. That was her first full pass. And she went a 909 there as well.
237 to the 330.
Just
man.
craziness, man. Just craziness. So, ladies
What
and gentlemen,
tyres are on that, man?
it's 315 radio. Vic. I just put it out there.
Yeah, man. People telling me they can't do it. Wow.
Look, I just want to cover off with everyone watching. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share. Welcome to episode 27 of Operation Radial Freedom. We're doing it nice and easy. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Vic and I taking you through the radio world. Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Australian Muscle Car Sales, Speedy Diffs, Archie's Foam Grill Burgers, and Power Cruise Promotions as well. And a big shout out to Tuner's Edge, who always helps us out. Perry Bullerman said, buy some spare pistons, Simon Krieger. Perry's got his C7 vet out,
Some people should buy motors.
which I'm sure he's got some spare motors coming with that as well. Those 481Xs,
Well,
mate, he'll
you're
be...
trying to do what you got to do. You better bring your soldiers, man.
Krieger
for everybody.
Krieger came back and said, why are you tuning it? I like it. Well, Australian Radio
is
Car,
currently leading the world championship and the world record.
Alf Siaka Jr. Will Australian radio cars ever compete on a... I'm not sure. Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't know what the next car...
Maybe on a radar.
Oh,
something the same
fair
thing.
enough.
Might just bring it into, hey, you know, guys, everyone's got to be on a radar. Off we go. It'll definitely make it more.
So Vic, I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask everyone, everyone watching as well. Does that signal the end of Slick 10.5 racing? Seriously,
I don't know, does it?
I mean,
I thought the slicks were dead. Honestly for me, I'm going to say it, man. Like, I mean, we went to Georgia 8 years ago, nearly now.
yeah,
That was the first trip, and you know, well, when I came back and I was telling some people, man, they thought you fucking got rocks in your head, man. What do you mean, mate? What do you mean? But I mean, honestly, if you're going to be realistic, in the last 2 years, man, like, geez, if you're not running on that, man, well, hey, it is what it is, you know.
I mean,
Guys that know suspensions, run radials. Everyone else is slick, honestly.
are Slicks dead now?
I mean, I don't know if they're dead.
I
but
mean,
they're
forget
dead.
your dragsters, forget all that stuff. In a sportsman classing, is at the end of Slicks fit. When you've got,
Look, man, like I said, I think it's probably been dead.
when you're going
For
3
me, it's been dead for forever.
well, hold on, didn't Bill Lutz just run 200 and...
Are we going to go there?
Yeah, we'll go there. He ran 240 mile an hour on a 275 tyre.
And the ET was 6000
6000.
on a radial.
Yeah, that's right.
6 zeros, 240 on a radio.
Yeah, and
he was doing a drag challenge thing there, wasn't he?
And then we
Isn't
also...
that, wasn't he, when they doing a drag challenge thing there as well with that car? Or?
Not that I'm
I
aware
read
of.
somebody said
I
something.
think he's done drag challenge.
Yeah,
with it, but that wasn't our drag challenge. But,
No, but what I'm saying is this
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
calibre of cars.
Yeah, that's the type of car,
It's
you know.
probably full on, but at the end of the day, look, it's running 6 A's at 240 with a radial there, so
look,
I don't know, man.
guys,
On 275s.
I mean, Scotty Harker,
Did you hear the tyre size?
275.
275.
Yeah, I mean...
Did everybody hear that? 6-0 at 240 on a 275.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is everybody listening what happened?
I don't think people understand what
7
what we're
zeros
doing.
is fast on that.
Yeah.
6 zeros is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Just when you think you're doing something, let me tell you, if you're not, someone's going to do it.
But you told me that the other day.
If you're not doing it, someone out there's doing it, working at home, doing the shit, getting the junk together, man, and doing
Absolutely.
it. Some of these blokes don't have enough power to fall out of a fucking tree, somebody told me once. But Bill Lutz went out on a 6-0 on 275s. And you got blokes here with 700 horsepower telling me we can't hook up on a fucking 29 by 12 and a half. Motherfucker, what the fuck? What? Mate, where have you been? Where the fuck have you been, man?
True. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. Vic
Anyway.
speaking the truth. Vic is
Anyway.
speaking the truth, ladies and gentlemen. That's for
Anyway.
sure. Mo Hall is a bad man. Now,
That's all it is.
I also understand that there was a record in the 8th mile
8th mile as well.
in 275s, but there is going
discrepancies there?
there is going to be some
Backlash?
ambiguity around that as well. So really, I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not.
Hold
gonna
on, we got David Boyd, 256 on a 10.5, fastest in the world, please, bro.
Yeah, man, but
it is up until the radio's gone.
Yeah, but honestly, let's be honest. That was on a 275, David. There's not much that we can compete there at that point.
No, it's totally different. But yeah,
No,
look,
no,
man,
but hold on. It's on a 275. It's not on a
no,
33
we're
by
talking on a
15.
275. Anyway,
You know,
that's
there's
fine, and that's all fair.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, man, eventually, or in due course,
Look,
every record will
I'd like to see a 315 radial, which is almost the same sizing as a 10.5 slick. I'd like to see a quarter mile pass in that and see what the mile an hour is. But to go 6
Did you run out the back? You run 258 or 250? He ran 580 at 250 or 258?
I think 258.
On a 315 radio.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. It's smaller than a 10.5.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look, it's sort of right on the par. Yeah.
Mate, there's no bag on that bitch, mate.
Yeah. Well, Perry, what did your car run as well? What did that car
I'm
run?
pretty sure it was a 580 at 250.
That's Perry's car, yeah?
250 or 258 it went.
Yeah, so anyway, Perry, let us know what's the best that's done. I mean,
But having
obviously
said that,
you've got
well, yeah, 256 on 10.5, yeah, we will pay that. If it is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that took you a quarter mile to do it.
yeah. So was Bill Lutz's as well. That was a quarter mile as well.
6.0 at 240 on 275. Sorry, you're saying there's maybe some controversy around
Look,
the 8th mile that got run last
for me,
week there.
for me, the king of the 8th in 275.
And that was a nitrous car too, was it, I believe? Or was it blown?
No, that was blown car.
It was blown car.
Yeah, that was blown car. But for me, the king is Ziff Hudson.
100%.
All right, now he's run 390s.
He was the first to do it on a 275.
Yeah, now that was in Pro 275
That was
as
in that
well.
Fox body silver car with
That's
a pink
right.
writing. Gorgeous looking car.
That's where that car was in, and he's of the belief that no one's gone faster than 390 on a 275 to the 8th, and he wants to see time boards and time cards and videos.
Well, this was a 369, they said.
This was 369, and the speed there was, over 200 mile an hour. So, the ETs and things are lining up. But again, I haven't seen the footage and I haven't seen time boards. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaving that one for now, but I will say
On
confirm.
275s.
Bill Lutz went
On 275.
on 275 tires.
369.
Yeah. For me, that's the end of slicks at that point.
Regardless.
Like a twin turbo 315 car would normally run 360s. So in the radial versus world class.
Well, the small block.
So really,
You're made in that small block.
Marty Steiner, yeah,
70s, didn't he?
yeah, he's amazing.
But did he go 68?
So he went 70s, I think, 70, 71, somewhere there.
Small block, man.
Absolutely, man.
Small
Absolutely.
block, man. Anyway.
Yeah, Trev, we covered that off. We covered off the best ET was SCF at Pro Radial. Fastest seat mile
Phil,
an
taking
hour.
them down.
Fastest mile an hour was Joe Gauchi. Joe Gauchi won that
And
as well,
we're
and we want to get
so
some
we'll
more
never
people.
get to Joe.
The next phase of our discussion on Operation Radial Freedom, ladies and gentlemen, like and share if you can, please. Just very laid back. Hope you're all sitting on the couch and relaxing.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Scotty Harper's just confirming what we said. The Reese brothers with that blind car 360. He went 369, but
Yeah.
there is some controversy.
There's some
over that,
controversy there, Scott, with
I'm not saying, I personally, I believe it.
look,
It's all good, but
Ziff Hudson has said that didn't do it unless you see the time board, and I believe there was a time slip but no time board. and no
Look, that
video.
don't mean it didn't do it.
No, correct, but I would be
correct.
remiss if I didn't give the details, you know what I mean?
We're
So
just passing on information.
just
that was
passing on
said
the info,
last week,
guys. So
correct.
very, very relaxed here, ladies and gents, and just covering off some of the things that have happened in the radial world, to be honest with you. And obviously, ladies and gents, we've got some amazing things happening in the sport in Australia as well.
Yep.
But I just thought just bring everyone up to speed because as of last week, Anthony Matuk would have been one of the fastest on 275s in the world. And then I believe that weekend, Dale Hellier had let me know that Bill Lutz was coming for everyone, and then bang, I sort of saw the message from Dale while we were there. We actually left the show here and went straight to the track. Dale said to me, Sam, look at this. This is what Bill's about to run, you know, and it was going to be that 240 pass and 6 double O's. And
Lo and behold, the next day the bomb
I
got
just
dropped.
said to Vic, I'm selling the car and I'm moving to 225s and I'm starting a new series. It's called 195225 class.
I've been in with my smelly old Valiant.
And the rules are you have to have 3,000 plus pounds and I need I'm going to need at least 4,000 horsepower in that class, Vic, to be honest with you, to compete.
Oh my God.
Because someone like you just come with 185s and just, you know, pull front runners on the back and run, you know.
Better be as me than it never be. Not that I was anything.
I don't know, you ran fours in the
Scotty Cortina's got a bit of a crush on me, I think,
You
but
did something. You still bringing that up. Fuck me, you're like an
if you're
ex-girlfriend.
out there, Scotty, mate, just hope you're well, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to Operation Radial Freedom, episode 27. Proudly brought to you Australian Muscle Car Sales, who gave us the keys again to this place. Speedy Diffs, Archie's Flame Grill, Power Cruise, and also Tuner's Edge, who help us out every now and then as well. Give away some tyres. Pro Radio is part of the 400th Thunder Series. Absolutely, yes, that's correct. Is Pro Radio will be a Group 1 class under 400. I'm not sure, Alf. The plan is, I think that's the plan eventually to get the class there.
Probably a little bit early, but need to keep pushing.
Okay, Ernest has got another question for us. I'm liking these questions, Ernest. All right, thanks heaps, boys. I've enjoyed your chat regarding radials. Question is, okay, I run a 12.5, 29.5 by 15 with 11 psi tyre pressure. My question be, if I put a 295 60 15 radial, what would be an ideal tyre pressure as I have my head around 6 but not radial?
Depends
Just like
on
to
the
see
weight of
comparison.
the car, the shock. I mean, you know, there'll be a general guideline for it, but I mean, generally people 16 to 18 if it's you know, under 3,000 and a little over. But I've run pressures that, you know, I know they'll tell you you're fucking mad, but hey, you've got to just go according to what works. I mean, I'm sure
I would start.
if you inbox, you know, I'm sure.
Ernest, I
write a few things.
would start at 20 and see how the car responds. You're going to need to make some suspension adjustments.
Depends on the power as well.
And what sort of power you're making as well, Ernest, just so we know. But definitely be starting on 20 somewhere there and then working your way down.
Yeah, look, I don't know, what do you say, me? You know,
It's on nitrous, so
what did the car run best?
I
If you
don't,
let us know.
I
that'd
don't know
be
what the
great.
car ran best. But Ernest,
Hey,
if you let
Mackie's
us know,
on, mate.
yeah, I'm sure everyone can help out around here. Okay, Mackie, how are you, mate? Good to see your car nearly ready, mate. I'm sure that you were shooting for the hill. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin Fiskus went 599 a while ago, and that was on a 315. Daniel, correct, you're right. I did actually message Kevin Fiskus back in the day because I thought it was on 275. That was in the imports versus.
Correct. And he did run he actually went a 673 at 179 on 275.
Yes.
But this is going way back in 2014.
Yeah, correct.
So you can go and check that out.
Now-
Kevin Fiskus went 670s
Yeah.
on a back off at 179. It was a hell of a ride
Yeah.
on 275s back in 14.
That was in the older car.
14 or 15. And
In the newer car, because
that was in the old blue car that we,
I wanted
we
to-
spun some spinners on that old thing, mate.
I'll just let you guys know the Fiskus Kluger car. I actually wanted to buy that car, Roller. Vic
I'm
knows.
talking about the
But you're talking about the car before that where he ran the
The
170.
aqua blue one,
aqua
that
blue
went
one.
off to-
That's right.
boy, yep.
But
The converter king one.
that twin turbo racecraft car is the one, Daniel, that ran the 590 odd at
Correct.
on the
Going
315.
back to the
Absolutely, and that was at 227 miles an hour, something like that. I believe it was somewhere up there on the 315 at that point.
Speaking of 315s,
Yeah.
there was an orange Fox body.
Yes.
Who's the guy's name, man? Oh, who's the guy's name?
Recent.
No, not recent.
Okay.
I'm going to go back now. I reckon it was around 2011.
Not David Wall.
David Wolf. There it is, man.
Yeah.
David Wolf in that orange Fox body, mate.
Well, what are you buying that car?
Oh, I don't know about that, but
Anyway, I got the
mate, that
emails.
big block with the twins on it went 658 at 227 miles an hour, man, back in 2011.
That's what was getting it done, right?
You know what I mean? On Raiders. David Wolf, man.
David Wolf, man, is bad.
For me,
Eric
he's still
Dillard,
the man.
Eric Dillard, David Wolf, Dave Hance,
Dave
Big Daddy,
Hance, wow.
Big Daddy Dwayne Guthridge,
Dwayne Guthridge, yeah.
Kevin Fiskus, they're the 5 OG. They're the guys that started it, they're the guys that have pushed it, right? Like and share, ladies and gentlemen, who we got here? Nick Cuz, as correct, was also the first of the 5s on radios, absolutely. Bill Kaglatzis, how are you, sir?
Thanks for the Posylocks, Billy.
Absolutely. Paddy Paul Maloney 9s, absolutely. Dean Dawes is watching. Thank you, Dean. Ray Lulash, how do you guys feel about a front wheel drive joining the radial game? Bring it on.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you people seen what those Hondas are running over there? Like and share, guys. We're talking all things radio here and over the world. Craig Lewis, Fox Body. Yeah, speaking of Fox Body, I saw a snippet of your Fox Body in the background of a photo. Looks good, the front clip of that, so hopefully we'll see that soon. Fiskus went 251 from memory. Ah, yes, that was right in the back.
Killed some brain cells.
So, yeah, killed some brain cells.
Yeah, good old Kevin Fiskus.
Chris Musso, runner 255. Hold on, let's bring that up. Questions and answers today, Vic. I'm liking this sort of
Q&A. I don't know
Q&A
if
here. I run a
255
255 radio, which is standard suspension. Always put my tyre pressures on 13 psi when they're cold. After the run, we check them. They come up to 7 psi. Car weight in at 1,600 kilos, 155. Would you normally see? I mean, you sort of wouldn't want them at 13.
Yeah.
At that weight, you know, 1,600.
1,600, jeez.
It's pretty low, 13.
Yeah, man. Look, man, I could pretty much guarantee you put that bitch on 20, 21 pounds, man, and I guarantee he's going to run faster. Guarantee you.
Well,
You're going to have to get it to leave, but
Yeah.
you'll get it.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I'd try
You
that.
need more. No, you need more.
I would
Guarantee
try- I would
1,600. I know from my Valiant where I ran.
I'd
If I
definitely
tell you
try
where I
that,
have my
yeah.
britches, you will say you're full of shit.
Well, tell them.
You won't believe it.
Tell them.
You won't believe it on those two,
Doesn't
three,
matter.
5, 6-inch steel rim.
6-inch steel
You
ring.
won't believe
What were you
it.
running?
I'm not even going to say it. People say you're full of shit.
Were you over 22?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, that's how it works.
36, 40 pounds.
Can you guys explain the rules to run Pro Radio? Yes, I will. I will be talking about the rules very shortly, okay? I run 640 horsepower NA Ram Best 99137 on pump fuel, stepping it up to ET race fuels and nitrous with a 175 shot to start with, and had to run 96 at 138 with a lean out mid track.
Don't touch the combo. Leave it how you ran your
With
best. Put the
jetting
tyres
change,
on and
hopefully
start.
run low
Jeez.
nines with nitrous tomorrow.
Oh, man.
So what would you do, Vic,
Well,
tomorrow?
you're changing everything. You're putting nitrous. You're putting tyres on. Like, where you going, man?
So I would leave adjust the
Don't
tune up
touch
for
the
nitrous.
fuels, don't
Oh, hold on,
do
he's got to adjust the fuels for the nitrous, otherwise he's banging it.
Hasn't he run it with nitrous every
No,
time?
I don't think he's run it with nitrous before.
Well, I think you've got to run it aspirated, do a couple of hits, and then there's a guy on here by the name of Simon Krieger.
You get him involved because
He may have
Krieger
some
will get
account
up.
details in BSB, and I'm pretty sure he'll send you a tune-up, that guy, over the line. Simon Krieger, if you're out there, mate, can you get in touch with Mr. Hudson here, mate?
All right, a 9.6 at 138. Okay, I won't talk about your tune up because I don't
No,
want to get
because-
involved there, but I'll say this: I would have them on 18 psi. Yeah, I would put them on 18.
What was the weight on that car here? What was the weight on that Ernest?
Ernest, tell us the weight. I would have it on 18 there.
Mate,
It's getting there. Scotty Brown is watching. How are you?
Pressures. Hell no,
Evening.
man.
Kevin,
I don't
good
cheat,
evening.
bro. You'd be right. I'm in the
Tony
grandstand watching you like
Bluefoss,
last time.
who is the
Kev.
quickest and fastest radial car over the quarter here in Oz? Over the quarter, I can check that for you momentarily, actually.
In what class? 315?
Yeah,
okay.
what class would they like to know? I'll go on to beautiful Norm.
Jeez, who's run out the back door here, man?
I'm going to go on
Steve
to
Mazzina?
Norm Kipp's site here, Outlaw Drag Radio Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Norm does a fantastic job by keeping.
Keep it off, mate. Gentlemen in the scholar,
He keeps track of all the time cards because we've told Norm, make sure you get time cards so these guys aren't bullshitting you. And that's what everyone's doing. Everyone's sending in the time cards. I'm actually a moderator on that side as well, ladies and gentlemen. But let me go here. Okay. Here we go.
Could be Anthony Matuk, man.
It may be.
Over the quarter, we said.
Over the quarter, it may be the two. Hold on.
Forget 8th mile. There we go, here we
Okay.
go.
So actually,
No, mate, the original gangster, mate.
we've still got him up here. It's Daniel Nunzianti, 658.
Mr. Pazzo, man.
228.
Jeez, I nearly forgot you, dude.
628, 258.
You went in the
ladies and
sand trap
fastest
on
in
that
the
pass. I
quarter.
was there, mate.
That's what we've got there.
Jeez, 658 at 228.
Okay, so Tony, 658 at 228 is the fastest on the quarter in
Dom
Australia.
Lupino, man.
And then you got Dom Lupino right up his ass for 660. He's actually got faster, 230 mile an hour, Dom Lupino on 315. That car actually radio versus the world car, to be honest with you. Kev, Vic's going to do my tyre pressures. I doubt it. Money in the bank account.
Control up, man.
Dale Hellier, we've confirmed that, yes.
You'll be right.
I've
You
tried
got
every
that
other
sorted.
PSI, take over 18 PSI out of the hole, and the car has 1.38 boys. Chris Masso.
Yeah, well, it depends on your shop, depends on the track, depends on your tuner. Jeez, man. It's the whole package, man. Where your rear shocks, the front shocks, where's your converter? Like someone told me once, it's the whole package. Fucking hell.
No, Helio, thank you. Paul Gassera.
Most of the boys know that. You just got to keep
Simon,
working
Simon said, I'm with Johnny Habib tomorrow, come and see me. There you go. We're helping all the radio races out. Can a supercharged outlaw car legally run in pro radial?
Well, he's got here, Scotty Harper's even responded, no, but welcome at Kendo.
Scotty, you're a bit biased there. Let's check the rules, man. Hold on. Steve Bareilles, how are you? Ernest Hudson, thanks, heap boys. 1440 kilos. Yeah, 1440, man. I'll be running 18.
It depends on the law.
18, man.
It depends on the law.
You
Where's
can't.
the track on that? You got to look.
At least start at 18, for fuck's sake.
Oh, fuck.
You know? Anyway, up to you guys. Do what you need to
More
do.
is more. They're ringing.
What's the fastest section? I hope that didn't just cut out because bloody Speedy was ringing, ladies and gentlemen. Are you all still on? Please. No one call me, please. Thank you very much.
Michael Vasakakis, mate. Mr. X-Red Rocket.
Fuck, I hope that just didn't cut out. Far out. Fucking Speedy.
No, everyone's still here.
I hope so. All right. Boys, we've tried everything PSI pressure, but out of the hole, nothing
Drop
else
to
works.
less than 12 to 13. No, man.
We leave out of the hole on 18 PSI, the car is 61.38. You got to look at the suspension there, bro. Honestly, you have to. Honestly, you have to.
Drop with the wheel, 12 to 13, man. Just get it up, brother.
Whatever works for you, man. Whatever works. Just
Yeah,
how cool I would.
Yeah, next to me. Here we go. No full tube cars at Pro Radial, correct.
What about 275? Wow, go Pazzo. Hey, Metro GDR. No, Daniel is faster, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, man, you know, whatever sort of works for you, man, you got to start and there's a, you know, I wouldn't be running the cars out the back door unless you got it to the 330 for a few passes, man. Why bet up on the engine and the nitrous and the rest of it?
Yeah, I'm just worried, Paul Gassera, if I do D&D, does that stop the mobile data? I don't want to fuck around with it now, but yeah, if everyone's watching, please don't call me, man. I don't want to stuff this up. We've got a really good episode.
Sending through some stuff, please on mine, but don't do it.
Yeah, ring Vic if you need to speak to anyone, ladies and gentlemen, please. All right, so we're just covering off some fantastic questions here, ladies and gentlemen. Operation Radial Freedom, episode 27. Please like and share, get it all over the world, guys. This is some really good info for those that are just joining us. It's pretty interesting what's been going on. We've obviously got some super fast times that are happening all over the world. You've got 350s, 355 with a 3, Marcus Burt, fastest radial car in the world over the 8th. You've got obviously Bill Lutz has just now gone 600 on a 275 at 240 mile an hour over the quarter mile on a 275 radial. So yeah, it's pretty crazy what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. But look, the next topic on the agenda was the rules.
I'm just going to. Lyndon Scott said, anyone tested nitrogen fueled instead of normal air?
Some of them.
I did that about 5 years ago, or actually 4, in 2015.
Yep.
We had a nitrogen fuel station where I was based, and we put them in just to see. Now, you're going to say, well, how do you know from meeting to meeting? Well, guess what? We did it for 2 sets of tyres. They were both brand new, both same rims. We put them in the car. I'm going to tell you something, man. What do you think actually happened?
I don't know.
Nah, well, don't hold your breath. Well, nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Believe it or not, it went marginally quicker with the normal air in it. So, you know, that's needless to say that, you know, it wouldn't, but it didn't do. We did 2 and 2.
Oh, you did the
And
test.
that was on an 11-second car.
Fair enough.
We
Well,
did a
that
back-to-back
answers the
test.
question there.
And that was an Audi, by the way. Yep. Back to back, man.
Dale Hellier, Mark Beston Jr., 581 on a 315. Yep, that's the fastest. Is that the fastest? You let us know.
Well, I think Corticcio went 580.
I think Corticcio's faster, ladies and gentlemen.
580.
Someone speak to
I
Ferry
think 580
Bulligo.
at
You can have
258
that.
it went.
What's the fastest XY with a top loader in Cleveland in Australia? I will run a 10.7 at 127. We'll be interested to know. Tony Maracas.
Is that a white X4? No, there's a white.
Isn't that-
I was actually out at roll racing.
Isn't Urania the fastest there?
Manual top loader we're saying.
Oh, manual top loader, right?
Yeah. 10.7's pretty fast for a manual, 127.
Yeah, right.
There was a guy out there, I forget the gentleman's name, he rocked up, he had a brand new Mustang and there was an XT. It looked like full patina, old school, nothing, but I'm pretty sure this thing he runs somewhere around that area, unless that's the gentleman on the phone over there.
It could be him.
'Cause I remember him saying somewhere in the mid to high tens at about 127.
I'd say 127 will probably be with a fastest mile an hour on top loader over the next while. I mean, prove us wrong, but mate,
Well, top loader was saying.
you know what Vic and I do? What you do is make a Facebook post and say you're Australia's fastest XY with a top loader, and then watch,
Chase you down.
and then obviously you'll see at that
Blue
point.
XY H pattern.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
pretty quick. Well, I can share, ladies
Maybe
and
an
gentlemen.
XY. This thing was an XT, so I don't know how technical you want to get between the models, but I think it was somewhere around there. And BK, how did BK did the motor for this thing?
Now, I hope everyone's on the couch relaxing. We've got a nice relaxed episode, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the 6 booths happening, proudly brought to you by Australian Muscle Car Sales, Speedy Differentials, Archie's Flame Grill Burgers, Power Cruise Promotions, and obviously a big shout out to Tuner's Edge. Now, there was a question, what are the rules for Pro Radial? Okay, if you go to ihra.com and you look up 400 Thunder Pro Radial, this is what it is. It's an 1/8 mile heads up category, 400 Pro Tree with a Pro ladder. Safety, all IHRA and local safety rules apply for car and driver, including the use of an oil retention device or engine diaper is mandatory. Body, the car must retain its original appearance, profiles and dimensions. Any beam tripping devices forward of the bumper are prohibited. Aftermarket wings and spoilers are permitted. A hood must be used. Scoop or hood must cover entire induction system. Forward-facing hoods, scoops, turbochargers, supercharger inlets are permitted. OEM Lex and windows are permitted. Chassis, this is the important part. Back half style cars are permitted. Must have stock front frame rails that the suspension and cross member anchor to.
Can you say that again?
Back half style cars are permitted. Must have stock.
Back half style cars.
Yes.
What is the style? Have to
Okay,
do?
well,
Is it a back half car or it's not a back half?
It's a style,
The
right?
style. Anyway, you can
Must,
interpret it a lot. But
okay,
anyway.
this is Pro Radial, right? Must have
That's
stock
right.
front frame rails that the suspension and cross member anchor to. Full tube chassis style cars are prohibited.
Well, it's a full tube, but it's not a full tube
It's
chassis
huge.
style.
Oh,
You get me?
I get you.
Anyway, here we go.
Factory wheelbase must be retained plus or minus 1 inch. Mate, a lot of
Do
people.
people hear that?
People
The
go.
factory wheelbase. The factory wheelbase. I'm letting people know. It says factory wheelbase. So if the tape measures come out, I don't want to hear stories. Next one, Sam.
Plus or minus 1 inch per Victor. A lot of guys go crazy over 1 inch, you know that.
Next question.
Front end.
Next point.
Front ends with bolting cross members may be fabricated and must be of similar design to standard and bolt into factory
And you know
mounting
what? That's
ports.
for ease of changing the bearings like we're doing on Galobo's car. Does anyone know Frank Galobo in the States? Does anyone know about that Pontiac turbo car? Was doing the bearings. There's a video on YouTube 8 years ago. Does anyone know who that car ended up?
I know you read. I know
Does
you
anyone know who
read.
Galobo is? Anyway, go on. Next one. Doing the bearings on Galobo's car. Go on. sorry.
Fabricated control arms permitted. Steering rack conversions are permitted. Now, no cubic inch limit.
That's okay.
Single turbochargers are limited to 118. Max size on twin turbo combos without penalties 88mm. Small block, big block reducers are allowed.
Here we go. They've started.
Turbos are to be a self-shock style unit. Example Precision Pro Mod 94. Max size on all twin centrifugal superchargers combos is F2, and the list goes on. CO2 systems, transline, any trans is permitted. Fuel. I just want to cover off fuel. Gasoline, E85 or M1 only permitted.
Correct.
M5 is prohibited. No nitromethane or additives.
Next.
Also, leaded fuels have been banned in Australia, as per the Australian federal government, ladies and gentlemen. I let a few people go, Victor, in September.
Listen, man, I'm not going to make people...
Victor,
Listen,
Victor,
if people want to
Victor,
be nosy,
people
well, I'm
are
going to
being-
make their business my business.
People are being nosy, so we made sure that we were nosy. Now, let me ask you the question,
Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I'm
Do
happy
you-
for everybody.
No,
Next question.
hold on, Victor. Do they know how a fuel system works, Victor?
I don't know.
So, how do you reckon, Vic, if you had a look at a quick engine bay and you knew what the car used to run and then you saw the fuel system, you reckon you'd be able to tell what fuel it was on, Vic?
Well, if he's making X amount of power, it's power brake specific, but I won't get into that. Everybody knows that anyway.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just letting you know that as of
One of the
June,
poor guys was nearly in tears, man, a couple of weeks back at the track. They took a set. People went and protested. I said, mate, the guy's not on fuel. He's not an idiot. They went and checked, and guess what? He wasn't. So who put the protest in? You said, come on, man.
Anyway.
You know, let's be real. Be careful what you wish for. Anyway.
now, I'll just put it out there, ladies and gentlemen, just so you all know, the leaded fuel was banned in June by the Australian federal government. It's actually been banned by all motorsports in Australia.
I tell you what, man, geez, I love that Roo 16 fuel. That is the best motherfucking fuel on the planet, Roo 16.
You love
bro.
it,
I
eh?
love it. I'll put it in anything, bro. I had it in my fucking lawnmower. I will fucking run it till I die, mate. I didn't say where, but anyway.
But the best part about it, Vic, is that we know what it smells like. Anyway.
Everyone knows what it smells like.
What's to go with four-wheel drive cars in radial racing? After Metro took the Australian 275, I've seen more people having a sook about it being four-wheel drive.
Very true.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it out there. In pro radial, there is no definition around four-wheel drive or not, to be honest with you. So you can run pro radial. There's no restrictions. Front-wheel drive, four-wheel drive cars. Dave, just so you're aware, mate. And I don't believe there was conjecture. I just think there was a bit of shit stirring. Add a pink stripe.
Like we said, if people run an 8 wouldn't be an issue. Yes, no, yeah, exactly.
Hey, buddies from Q, how are you?
So
7 Access, I'll come say hello, would love you in radial, yep. Simon Edrico will be in our shirts, mate, very good. What's to go with four drives? We'll cover that in a sec. We're just covering off the rules. Loving the relaxed episode. It's great to get the mind off fires. Yeah, man. Actually, Jay, thank you. Big shout out to all the fireys, man, and big shout out to all those that have been affected by the fires, man. We're feeling that, man. Australia is a beautiful country when we can get together. Let's put the politics aside, please. Let's just save everyone's lives and houses and get these kids back into their homes and put these. There's been 4 deaths confirmed today, man, and it's just sad. It's just sad, man. We can leave the politics afterward, guys. Let's help as much as we can and
those fireys, man, my God, what they're going.
Look, Vic and I wanted to do something for the fireys, but we're also very mindful, guys, that we just finished raising 26 grand for the breast cancer, and we don't want to seem like we keep asking everyone for money. So if someone else can do something, mate, I'll put my pocket in for that as well. I just don't want to have to reach out to the radial races again, man, because we're a beautiful bunch of people and we do a lot. But again, yeah, shout out to the races. And if there's any fireys watching, please let us know, and we'll try and get a couple of care packages out from the radial guys to some of the fireys fighting if they're radial races and watching. But yeah, very relaxed, guys. Hope you're on the couch. We're just covering off some of the things in our sport. Dave Hunter, how are you, sir? You're a track extraordinaire. Terry, we gave you a shout out as well. I hear that Nathan's jumping back in the car on Saturday, but mate, you did absolutely awesome.
Belfast, the question there, what's the Kenda? You can get the web page there on Kenda. Oh, actually,
I'll cover off. I'm going to cover off the Kenda rules because I think there's a bit of room for improvement all over the sport, guys. Firstly,
everybody's sort of happy with the pro radial there, basically. I mean, you can go on there.
Vic, now the big thing with pro radial, the big thing with pro radial, I'm going to talk about before I get into Kenda, ladies and gentlemen, like and share, please, is the weights. Right? We're all racers, we understand. Small block naturally aspirated, no minimum. So that suits you, Victor, with the value?
Yeah, well, what am I going to do up against fucking Tiger there, man, with more gas and Hitler on board?
Okay, but there's no minimum. No, you can't. Apologies to everyone there.
Yeah, but
it wasn't meant in the derogatory. But BB naturally aspirated, no minimum.
Big block aspirated should have 100 pounds less more than a natural.
Okay, small block nitrous is 2,200 pounds.
Come on, man.
Big block nitrous ranges from
bore space, boys.
It ranges from 2,650 to 2,900.
Depending on bore
space. Depending on your bore space. 4-cylinder rotary single turbo 2,600. 6-cylinder single turbo 2,800. 6-cylinder twin turbo 2,800. Small block single turbo 2,800. Small block twin turbo 3,000. Big block single turbo 3,050. Twin turbo 3,200.
I think the 6 cylinders need a bit of a break in the 4 bangers, but anyway, I'm sure in due time, if the guys participate and the numbers are up, and
now
things will happen. But you know what? It's
roots blowers 2,700 up to 3,200 depending. And then you got centrifugal 2,800 to 3,200. Now there's extras for Hemi or 481. There's extra for Hemi head, BBF or BBF, or BBC, sorry. There's extra 100 for SB and BB twin turbo larger than 88. And there's plus 50 for wheelie bars. So that's the pro radial rules. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring your attention now to the Kenda series.
Sorry, before we go on, we just mentioned the events coming up.
Oh yes, okay, so events. Round 1 were, these are the old events. So you just had the Sydney one. I think the next event's at Willowbank, and there'll be a round 3 at Willowbank as well, because these are the old dates. But they're the rules for pro radial. Okay. Big shout out to everyone that ran pro radial.
Yeah, sorry, mate. There's just so much.
Oh, okay, and we're taking 200 pounds off. Okay, so the weights are going to be out of there. Now, let's talk about Kenda. Now, Vic, I want to just put a few things out there, ladies and gentlemen.
So if you haven't been to Kenda, honestly, you haven't been to an exciting event. Now, we're saying that everything else is shit. Absolutely not. But for a radial event,
it's definitely the premium radial event in Australia, right? But,
haven't there been?
but the
some
Pro Radial
highlights?
Series is under the IHRA sanction.
Correct.
Right? So there's two different spheres.
Two divisions.
Two different spheres here now. And I'll tell you all of the races that race the Pro Radial are Kenda races.
Correct.
Okay? All right. I covered something off with you, Victor, 9 months ago, almost to the date. 9 months ago, Vic, we had an episode. It was episode 12 of our series, ladies and gentlemen, which you can go back and have a look at.
Sorry,
We're up to episode
for the
27.
third time, man. Alf there said, I just want to bolt those little rubber in front of sitting with you boys at the event. Alf, I think you need to just get on a Scotty Ark or Justin Simpson there, and let's see if we can make you part of a radial family, mate.
No, sorry, I'm drinking water, Kingfisher. I don't know, what's suited heats? Oh, yeah, are they saying you're moving too much, Victor?
I'm moving? What are they
Yeah,
saying?
I don't know, man. Suited heats. Lucky I'm putting Tessery.
Seated heats, yeah. Chris has left the seat warmer.
Nathan, I heard you were racing anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether
Sorry
Tessery
to
you were
interrupt
there.
you for the time, but anyway, go on, Sam, sorry.
All right, I want to talk about Kenda now.
By the way, is any food coming?
No food. Like and
Why?
share because we're relaxed. Everyone's on the
Yeah, but
couch.
I'm hungry.
They're going to go to bed soon.
You've eaten.
Everyone's
That's
on
why
the
you were
couch.
late.
I haven't eaten.
You've eaten.
I haven't.
You got some sauce here or
I
something?
wasn't well. I've got big barbecue sauce, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to cover off
There
a
better
couple
be
of
some
things.
food.
Everyone can hear us okay? Yeah? Like and share, please, guys. Like and share. Thank you. I gave
Good evening,
away,
Aaron.
we gave away 25 t-shirts last week, 5 flags and 3 hats. So if you can all like and share, that'll be great. Now,
9 months ago.
9 months ago, we had an episode, and I said to everyone, guys, I don't want to create rules, but just be careful because at the time I knew what was
I
happening.
think it may have been closer to 11 months ago now.
I knew what
It
was
may have been
happening
this time last year.
in the sport, Vic, and I could see
Oh, yeah.
because I've got people from. Right, we've been there a few times, and we've got commentators, we've got promoters, we've got photographers,
Absolutely.
we've got all sorts of people. We've got people that own shops that. We've got Aussies that go and speak to them, but they come and speak to us first and say, are these guys all right before they speak to you? So a lot of you don't understand the way that works. But anyway, a lot of you guys, when you go to the Pro Line guys, they've already spoken to some people in Australia to see if you guys are, men of your word and you're going to pay and you're not. Anyway, we won't even go there.
Yeah, there's a couple of pennies.
Anyway, we might even go there. Anyway,
Anyway.
so I mentioned, guys, just be careful because we can see where the sport's going. We can see that people are buying some cars, and everyone came back and said, well, no, we don't want rules. We want to run heads up, run what you've run. And I love that the promoters of Kenda, Justin Simpson and Scott Harker, they listen to the races and they're helping the grassroots races. Because really, it's about the grassroots races, Vic.
And getting the numbers too, mate.
It's about
Getting everybody
it's not
in
about
a-
the
no,
fastest cars.
No,
They're
absolutely.
not
Getting somebody in a class where they can run a radial and
and
be
be
competitive.
competitive,
Yeah,
right?
that's it, that's what it's about.
And have fun
Absolutely.
doing it. Okay,
Have
so
fun, mate.
that's why Kenda started.
It all goes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why Kenda started, and guys, Kenda really their 5-year plan was to have a standalone event with 80 cars. Now, I just want everyone to think about that. And Scotty Harker, you can come and give me the final car count, but I believe we're way over
150.
160 cars, I believe,
160,
entered
yeah.
at the
That's
last
awesome.
event, right? So they've doubled what they wanted to do with 3 years in. Now, I'm going to cover off where we're currently at. So you've got people building and buying cars from all over the world, and I would say some of the fastest cars in the world. And I just want everyone to just understand, like you've got 3 other cars that haven't been announced in Australia that are coming to Australia, Radial versus World cars. 1 Camaro, 1 Mustang, 1 Corvette. Further to come from everything that's been announced, ladies and
And there
gentlemen.
could be another 2 or 3.
And I know,
This is as of in the last month.
well, I know, Vic, that you're involved with a couple of things that are happening and helping some people get some cars, right? Which is great.
Tell you what happened.
Sorry, Scotty Harker's told us 165 entrants
That's awesome,
at
man.
Kenda, right? Okay.
And growing.
I'm going to cover off the rules of Kenda. And you're going to see the disparity between Pro Radial, IHRA, and Kenda. And then I'm going to cover off some rules in Race DXP. Because I think the fun is somewhere in the middle.
We don't want to try and to death, but
Now,
just a little bit of an oversight here.
Outlaw Radial.
Or an inside, I should say.
Outlaw Radial. Pro Tree.
I need unlimited 235. Sorry, man.
Anything goes on maximum tyre size of 315 60/15. Swinging door cars and street rods only. No open competition style cars, which includes dragsters, altered, funny cars, roadsters.
Yep.
Minimum 8 cars required, $1,000 to win, $500 runner up. Okay, so that means, Vic, that any Radial versus the World car, and now we saw that a Pro Slammer car in Ben Bray, who ran threes in his first debut event, and obviously you've got Wade, who's competed in Radial versus the World legally as well. Those cars are the 315 Outlaw Radial cars. It's actually an Outlaw Radial car. Claire and Jared's joined us. Claire and Jared, congratulations, and congratulations on your amazing TKM car, which I know you debuted there, but you did amazingly, and I'm looking forward to seeing that car kick ass, because we're big fans of the sacrifice you and Claire are doing as a family, and big sacrifices in your business, and big sacrifices from the TKM family as well, to be honest with you. So please, ladies and gentlemen, support the racers who are supporting us all over the world, to be honest with you. But like and share, we've got the man Claire and Jared Wood on board here. So basically, guys, unless it's like a funny car or a top fueler or top alcohol car, you can run what you brung. There's no weight restrictions. There's no turbo restrictions. There's really no chassis restrictions apart from it being a swinging door car and a street rod. And there's no other rule there, right? So if you've got ambiguity around rules,
anything goes.
Anything goes, right? Then you've got Outlaw 275. Okay, maximum half chassis cut vehicles. No 3/4 chassis or Pro Mod cars allowed. Must run a maximum of a 275 60/15 radial tyre. Minimum 8 cars, 1,000 to win. I want to cover something off there. No 3/4 chassis or Pro Mod cars. I think, maybe not now, Scott and Justin, but I think in maybe 6 to 12 months' time, we're going to need to visit some scrutineering of some of the cars, yeah? Because I can tell you that there are 2 Pro 275 cars and LDR cars that are being looked at being purchased, further to what we've announced already. And I believe there may be some ambiguity in them running 275 in the Kenda series, based on those rules. But they are the rules, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't like the rules, if you don't like the rules, guess what? Move into the 315 class, run a 275 and run what you run. Because there are no rules in that class. But the rules in 275, and they've been done for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. The reason is to be able to give people some parity in terms of what cars can compete. Because let me be honest with you, there is nothing right now other than that rule stopping Ben Bray, Perry Boulevard, Kyle Hoff, and the rest of them putting 275s on and competing in Outlaw 275. Apart from the fact that Scotty and Justin have said, no 3/4 chassis, no Pro Mod cars allowed. If your car doesn't fit that bill, you're not going to be able to run that class. But they're the only rules. Okay. Outlaw 235. Because what I'm seeing is 275 cars now dropping to 235s, Vic. Because the 275 class is going to get a little bit out of reach. Well, you had Stuart Henry just run a 419, I believe.
Well, it started in excess of 18 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. You got
maybe 2 years.
But you got Ferrugia's. You've got
in the last 2.5 years when I started on 235s, you could see, a couple of guys.
Tim Cross, Steve Bazuna, Ferrugia, Frank Marchese, Joe Gauci, Simon O'Carroll, Simon Krieger. All of those cars are at a level, and there's new cars coming. And all of those cars are at a level where if you're not competing at the 420 to 430 mark, you're going to be out of the game at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, look, that's
the
evolution of the sport and the class.
And this is what I want to say.
And if you're out of it, you're out of it. That's what it is. Guys, that's the reality. What are you going to do?
We can't hate on the sport because we're investing in the sport. The sport's at a brilliant place, Vic. The sport's at a great place. How good is it, man? People are investing hundreds of thousands into this, yeah.
Exactly.
Right, so we
don't you want to embrace what you can and everybody? I mean, you had Alf.
Absolutely.
On here saying, hey, I want to put radials on and have a go. Now,
that's what we want. We want people like Alf Vic. We want
everybody.
We want people that have been running slicks for the last 20 years, mate, go and put on a radial and say, wow, look at this, yeah. Right, so this is where we we want everyone to read the rules. They're very simple. There's not many rules. There's like 3
I mean,
lines.
you're talking in excess
you
of
know?
over 25 cars that sort of run into some.
Yeah, like they had to split
it's
the
probably gonna
classes.
go to-
Oh, there you go. Scotty's just said 24 to 26 outlaw 27 car. We had to split it.
There you go.
Had to split the
And, it's probably,
qualifying.
and that will probably go to 35 cars very, very quickly, I feel.
Absolutely.
Very
Sam Nasser, how are you?
quickly,
Steve Grimer joining us from Drake.
Excuse me, I've got to eat something, man. This is bullshit.
All
man.
right. So,
Did you order food?
no,
You're fucked.
thank you. Outlaw 235 class guys, Pro Tree, Chicago shootout, maximum half chassis vehicles, no 3/4 chassis or pro mod cars allowed, must run a maximum of 235 60/15 or 26 by 8.5 radial dot tyre. I know what they've got there. Minimum 8 cars, 1,000 to win. So guys, there are no rules. There are no rules other than you can't have a pro mod and you can't have a chassis car. So there's no rules. And if you've got a chassis car and a pro mod, go to Outlaw Radial. So simple. There's no weight restrictions, there's no turbo restrictions, there's no centrifugal restrictions, there's nothing. The only thing I'm going to ask, ladies and gentlemen, is please run fuel that's not banned. That'd be great. But we're going to get to a point where I think we're going to need to at least have people reviewing the cars as a tech inspection, just making sure that people aren't,
Just have the parity.
just making sure that
That's
people
what we
aren't
say,
pushing
don't
the limits, yeah. Let's go into the really good category. Outlaw Radial bikes. Street pro style bikes on radials, tyres
Correct.
only. That's it. How awesome is that? Simple. No weights, no nothing. Okay. This is where there's a little bit of a rule, yeah? And this is to protect radial racing. Simon O'Carroll Swimming Pool's Radial Renegade, 5/52 index. So that means you will cover the 8th in 5.50 seconds or slower, right? Pro Tree, Chicago shootout.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
You're a fucking...
You're a funny guy, you just love food. All right, we don't have food. We want everyone to sit on the couch.
You wait, man. Just keep going.
I
You
didn't
wait.
eat. I didn't
Don't
eat.
start.
I haven't eaten. I'm telling
I've
you.
ate it there.
I haven't eaten.
Hard there.
Anything goes on a radial, we require current IHRA tech and licensing. That's a great, that line there, Scotty and Justin, we might need to put that into the other categories. That's all. Just to make sure that everyone's playing right, okay? Class will be split after category into A and B and each field will be run as a separate final.
There you
How
go,
awesome is
mate.
that?
Radial Renegade.
So you can run a
dial your car in
550 and a half.
550. How cool is that, man?
But it gets better. It gets better. There's an all-over plant hire radial rumble. 6.40 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, index. There's a 7.99 cut-off, so we can't be unsafe here. Chicago shootout, anything goes on a radial aimed at street car races.
How cool's that?
No
So if you're
IHRA
running
tech.
799,
So you don't
you
need
can
to
run
be
up to
tech.
640s and away you go, man.
You don't need to be tech.
Look at that.
If you've got an XR6 turbo or a GTS, or,
License required, obviously.
yeah, no, you don't even need an IHRA license.
I'm going to get the license. There you go. Shit.
You don't need it.
The race on an IHRA
Day
day
license.
There
You
you
purchase
go.
that on the day. Yeah.
Get the radials on
And there's
get
an A
down
and a
there.
B.
640s, Ben. We're going to slow that value up.
Right, so look, ladies.
What happened? Everything all right? Deal what, mate?
No, we're doing fine. Sam's probably not in a good area.
You've
Everyone
got a
can hear
diet.
us.
Must be racing. You're not wrong, Robert. Thanks, man.
So look, ladies and gents, it's very simple. I'm just making sure we've got plenty of we've got plenty of
They're still trying to call you.
plenty of
don't
signal.
call, boys.
Please
Just messaging
don't
here.
call me. Thank you.
Look at this.
Terry said, how good would it be to crack out some lamb? Troy Whitten, thanks for joining us. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen. We're just covering off the rules at Kenda. We've just covered off the rules at Pro Radial. Now, I want everyone to understand something. If you go to Radial versus the World, Vic, and I'm just gonna look at the rules, yeah, because there's a lot of rules here.
Oh.
But I just want everyone to understand something.
God bless John Sears.
Radial versus the World is running for $40,000. Right? 2,000 runner-up, 750 semis, quarters, $300. Okay? So that's the latest. South Georgia, February 13 to 16, 2020. We're going to be there, to be honest with you. Now, 32 car minimum field. Wheelie bars are permitted. So if I hear anyone talk shit because Ben Bray had wheelie bars on the car, shut up. This is Radial versus the World. Wheelie bars are
They're
permitted.
but most guys don't run them.
I understand, but ladies and gentlemen,
Well, that's what I'm
you
saying.
can run wheelie bars. There's nothing to say you can't run a wheelie bar. It's in Radial versus World. I'm on the bloody rules.
Let's check the other classes where you're going. Sorry, Tim.
So please, ladies and gentlemen, understand. Ben Bray had a massive accident years ago. You may not know that. He broke his back. His dad didn't let him in the car unless he was safe.
No.
All right.
And no, they're not Cheetos.
Now, any transmission is prohibited. Dual power adders are prohibited. So you can't have twin turbo and nitrous. Right? I'm just putting it out there. You can't have twin turbo and nitrous. Anyway. Tyres allowed 315 dot. Okay, they've gone in there. You will receive £50 less for stock suspension, which means suspension locations to be in the stock location. Yeah? £50 less. Sam, it's lagging for you, no one else, brother. All right. Single turbo, £2,400.
Get your tune up sorted, Sam.
Twin turbo, £2,400. Small block. Small block twin turbo, non-stock bore space, £2,500. Small block twin turbo, 500 cubic inch plus, $2,850.
All right.
So look, I can keep going, right? All I'm saying is, when we're getting to a point,
Look at the weights on a 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder bar. Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm 1950 and 2400. Yeah,
Do you
okay.
understand what I'm saying here? That's all. Anyway,
All I'm
in
saying,
due time.
all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen,
progression.
is please, please understand that eventually Scotty and Justin may have to do something, right? Eventually it may come to, we may need to add one or two things, but right now it's run what you brung, it's run it how it is, run it how you want to do it, and they're the rules.
You've got to comply to those couple of rules.
And there's just a couple of rules. Go to the Kinder Facebook page. It's simple, man. As Adrian Paul Brown said, throw some timing at it. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Right. So I just want to cover that. Now, with that in mind, I want to put it out to all the people. How the hell are we going to get bums on seats? I think we've got a great show. Vic, I think the racing's perfect.
100%.
How do we get bums on seats?
Look, there's a number of ways, but
What do you think? What are some?
I'm not going to start.
No, we need to start. We need.
No.
Look, there has to be something, Vic,
Look,
that we can
I've said
do.
a number of things to certain sanctioning bodies, you want to call it. No. Well, mate, you know, these guys are getting paid to do it. Do it. You know? You're going to say, that's a cop-out. No, it's not.
Look,
When you keep rocking up, just right, and you don't see people there, man, like, really?
Miroslav, this is why I want you on. Miroslav,
There you go, he'll tell you.
I said it.
He's been around.
I said it last episode, and I'm going to repeat it. I've got some good people on this show, right? And thank you to everyone joining us. Episode 27, proudly brought to you by Australian Muscle Car Sales, Speedy's Diffs, Archie's Flame Grill Burgers, Power Chris Promotions, and
There's a slight delay in the hand.
yeah, absolutely. It's like delay in the hand. I want someone, and Poe, if you're listening, maybe do it at your race, man.
Or we're just going to put a couple of single events on.
I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I don't have time, Vic. I don't have time for this shit, man.
Look,
But to get
what
bums on
Miro's
seats.
saying, but that there will change racing forever, what he's saying. I would discuss this a while back.
Which one?
Radial versus big tyre shootout.
That's what I'm saying. Miroslav, listen to me, right?
3 classes,
Please.
radial versus
Please.
whatever you want, big tyre.
Left lane,
undercut,
left lane
classes,
or right lane. You do slick tyre prep in the left lane. You do radial prep in the right lane. And you give everyone what they want.
Big pot, big prize money.
20,000, 25,000, but slicks versus radials. You promote it. You promote ProMod versus ProMod.
That's how lights
One
out
on
started.
slicks,
That's how
one on
lights
radials.
out
That's how
started.
lights out started, man.
That's,
right?
you know.
That's how it started. But we've also got a really good show in Kenda. The show's there. I spoke to Scotty yesterday. We've got a brand of a show, man. Now we've got to get it to the people. We've got to get the people in there.
I
Now,
think Sydney.
I don't know. Do you need strippers? Do you need? What do you need? Like, hold on.
Listen,
Because I've
I
seen
think-
them all. I've seen them all
Listen,
start.
I've seen what's happening with that back. I've seen that over the last
But
few years,
listen,
it's been growing.
But there's a problem. Listen to me.
You're talking in general.
I'm speaking in general because
Yeah, that's
look,
what I'm saying.
there's a gentleman named Frank Tarabay who's got a nice group that he's put on there. And I said to Scotty yesterday, I go, Scotty, we've got the show. The show's done. Kenda's done, mate. We're there. We need to be able to get it now, to get bums on seats, because the bums on seats, ladies and gentlemen, is where the sport in Australia is lacking a little bit, in that when the spectators come, it also helps the promoters give more prize money. And when more prize money happens, then the races come. And then when the races come, the sponsors come. And when the... Ladies and gentlemen, that it's a big circle. And that's the big circle that I'm talking about.
I think there may need to be a little bit of cost cutting.
There may need to be some cost cut for the
When you go
spectators.
to a football game or you go to an AFL game, you can get a $10, $20, you go up to the back and you can watch the game. This is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Now,
You're going to say things and prices and things are going up.
Now we have the show. We have the best racing. You look at the Kenda Series, Vic, mate. I'm waiting for the DVD because me and you were in the pits and we had the issues with the VL and we didn't get to watch a lot of the racing. So I want to get the DVD because I want to watch it. Yeah, but we need the show to go to the people now. When you got Perry Bullivant bringing Snickers into the sport, and I understand Perry got paid a decent amount of money to do that, but he's brought Snickers into the sport, ladies and gentlemen.
A big corpsey, man.
Do you understand what that takes? Do you understand what it takes to keep them in the sport? Needs bums on seats. We need exposure. We've got to give the sponsors exposure. Once you give them exposure, they're going to invest more money. Once we're investing more money, what happens? It means that we can reduce costs, but we can also not reduce costs, but give more money to the races. It's a vicious cycle, but we need to work together to achieve that. That's not something that one promoter can fix. The Kenda Series, yes,
everybody needs to be.
The Kenda Series has fixed the show. The show's there. Yeah, the rules are made it perfect for the show. Great. So the races are there. The 160 entrants, 165.
Massive,
right? But we need to get the big corporates in. We got sponsors, yes. We got sponsors, but the sponsors are paying $2.5 grand. It's costing 25, 30 grand minimum to put the event on, plus prize money. So you need to be making 50 grand as a promoter before you can even make a cent as the promoter. It's very difficult. No one will do that. Put your hand in your pocket and do it. Show me. Show me. You come and do it. Yeah, Scotty Harker and Justin Simpson and you know you got Colin Wilshire and Jamboree and you've got Po Tung. These guys are putting their balls on the line. But we need to be able to work out how to bring people into the grandstands. That's the problem in Australia, and that's the problem that's been fixed in the US. If you look at any DXP race, there's no issue, right? Now,
you just get people in the door, mate.
How do you do it, Vic? And it's not for me and you to answer. Okay, hold on. But listen, I've just told you, but Vic, it costs 50 grand to put on an event.
Well, mate, you may have to take a step back to go forward, mate. And that's generally what you need to do, man.
But that means the track has to help out too.
But that's what I said. It's between track management, the event, everyone. People got to stop seeing green eyes, mate. Let's be realistic here, mate. You know? And if people are going to push back, well, you know, why? Are you here to help people putting events on? Where are we going with this? Where are we going? I'm asking a simple question. How are they going to fill this thing?
Okay, hold on. I just want to cover off, right? I just want to cover off a few things, right? Here we go.
You got to cut the cost, man.
Rodney Williams, like and share, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important topic in Australian racing, police. So please like and share. Rodney Williams has said, invite families in and offer them cheap entry and cost-effective food. More shootouts like the Friday night before last Radial Riot. Okay, I believe we should have free shuttle transports to the public train station closest to the dragways. So if that's Ipswich Township, get a free shuttle bus to Ipswich Township. Because why? Because you can jump on a train for half the cost that it's going to take for you to park, petrol, blah, 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 right? And especially in Sydney, it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. That's one option. But I agree with you, we need to get the families because we need the young kids to follow the sport.
You're going to say kids under whatever, 10 or 3, whatever. No, mate, you can't have, you know, 2 people coming in the door saying $60. Fuck, we did. People are like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, because people are doing it tough. People are doing it tough, man.
People are thinking about it.
Look, the economy's not the best.
Put it there, $10, $15. Get them in the door, mate. Get them to the fucking thing, mate.
But the economy's not that bad when you've got people spending $500,000 to bring big job cars.
Mate, what's the point of if you've
right?
got like 50 people?
So, we need the families to get to the track. Okay. We need more bums on seats, ladies and gentlemen, because more bums on seats will mean that we can start having $40,000 to $50,000 prize money races. But you can't expect a promoter to pay $50,000 to the track
Yeah, when you can't.
when he can't even make a dollar. Who's going to do that? Put your money down where your mouth is if you're complaining about it. Now, the only other way to fix it is to bring in promoters. If you bring in, sponsors. So if we're bringing in corporate sponsors, and this is why I singled out Perry Boulevard, because Perry Boulevard physically, since the departure of major corporate sponsors based on Brett Stevens and the Brett Stevens incident that happened in Dorsamer, I'm calling it how it is, Jack Daniels, Makita, all of those people left drag racing and they went to the V8 supercars. The minute they left, they went to the V8 supercars. Perry Boulevard is the only person to have brought in a corporate sponsor the size of Snickers since that occurred.
I mean, the boys look in,
I'm saying as a racer, right?
That's
I'm saying as a racer. Now, how do we attract sponsors? Sponsors need exposure. The only other way to give exposure without bums on seats is through the media. Media costs money. How do we get media that doesn't cost money? Are we doing a show for free? We are. Does that give you enough exposure? It gives some exposure, yes. But Vic and I can only do so much. We need proper video edits. You look at Dave Reed, who has devoted his whole craft to drag photos and drag videos. Dave Reed kills himself every night to get media on. And what happens? People copy and paste it and use it as their promotional material to do what? To do nothing, to promote what their car did. But we need to promote the sport as a whole. We have two problems, but we have two sanctioning bodies fighting each other.
well, this is what I said, man.
Right? We have track managements, and I think track managements are getting better. They're listening to people like Scotty Harker and Justice Simpson, ladies and gentlemen. But
We've got a Sydney Kenda coming up.
But listen,
So that's big.
we've got Sydney Kenda, that's huge,
But
right?
this is just the
And
start.
don't make any mistake, I believe Scotty Harker, Justice Simpson, together with Craig Burns, who is a stalwart of radial racing, and he's part of Sydney Dragway, has made that occur.
But that's what needs to happen.
But it's been years in the making.
But why shouldn't it
Anyway,
happen?
it's
Why?
happened. What I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, the sport is in a fantastic
Why shouldn't
place.
it ramp up?
But we need bums on seats, and I need everyone.
You need cheap. People are coming on here saying, look,
Okay,
look.
you tell the big chief, I
family,
try.
family passes too expensive. There you go. This is what I'm saying.
Better media
Put the
coverage
damn
and
things in
advertisement. Family pass too expensive. There needs to be more promotion outside of race day for these events from Aaron Gregory. Spectators don't know when we are racing and the odd radio event doesn't work. Absolutely. How do you do it? Okay,
How is it getting filtered across?
I've got an idea and I'm going to give you this for free, as Matt McCarthy says. We did a car show, small car show at Archie's for the breast cancer thing. I expected 30 cars. The car park was overflowing. It was over 100 plus cars. Car park couldn't handle that. But it brought a lot of people together. How do you bring people together? Okay, let's do some car shows. Let's give away some prizes at the car shows. The spectators will be at the car shows. So let's do a special promotional price. If you go to the car show, you get X amount discount on your tickets for the radial event that's coming up in 2 weeks. Yeah? The other thing that we have to make sure of, Vic, is if we're going to promote an event, we've got to make sure the event goes ahead.
Correct.
Yeah? So we've got to watch
That's what I said, mate. It goes hand in hand,
we've got to
man.
make sure the tracks are good. We've got to make sure the weather's good. We've got to make sure that, you know, that promoters aren't losing money because the tracks aren't doing their bit. I agree with you. Robert Dimoski, Wizard Greedy, all the tracks need money, man. All the tracks need money. They've got a lot of volunteers that help them as well, man. You know what I mean?
Thank God for those volunteers, mate.
And without those volunteers, we wouldn't be
Those guys,
racing.
man, down
So
there,
I think that racing in Australia, Vic, is in a great place. The problem with racing in Australia,
It is,
in
but
my
it isn't.
opinion,
It is, but it isn't.
it is, but it isn't. But we're good. It's not dire. We're beyond the dire. You look at
there's
what
some things I could say right now, and you know, people say, "Oh, fuck, really?" Well, mate, you know what? People
I
are saying
know,
this, but
I know.
I'm not going to be negative. What I'm saying is, the guys, the foot soldiers, the volunteers know what the racers need.
Yes, but the
And then
people,
these guys need to get the beat.
but
You
the
understand
people
what
like
I'm
Po
saying?
Tung, like Colin, like
The people
Kenda.
got big
Now,
attitudes, man.
I'm
Let me
going to
tell you,
talk
mate, it's
about
gonna
I'm going to
reflect in
talk
how
about
they run
Kenda
and do
because
things, mate. Let me tell you, mate.
because radio program. But let's talk about Kendo. Great show. We need the show now to get people, because the people bring sponsors. Why? Because the sponsors want to be able to advertise to people. It's very simple.
You can't bring people, then have 50, 60, 100 people just hanging around there.
That's right.
We
need sponsors to see thousands of people, because that gives them exposure. Once they see brand exposure, they're going to dip their hands in their pocket and say, yes, we're going to put $10,000 down to help these guys. It's going to be the Coca-Cola Kenda Sydney, whatever it is, right? That's what the promoter needs, because the promoter's already got to pay $50K to put the race on. It might be less, doesn't matter.
More, could be less.
But the promoter should make money too, Vic.
But why shouldn't they?
Why shouldn't Justin and Scotty
No one
make
goes
money?
to work for free.
But they're working for free, man. I know, we're working for free too. But
Anyway,
okay,
do what we do.
TV's where it's at. Matt MHK, Duck seems very close to having Tony Pedrick on. Maybe Graham Cowan versus Kenda might work a speed comparison. Look, I don't know. Maybe we need to do a supercars versus radials, whatever, man. But look, whatever it takes is going to be a combination of things. I'm not saying there's a silver bullet. Kevin Toon, track prep. Nothing worse as a spectator to watch cars not being able to do full power passes. Turn the tyres on the head and idle down the track is not good. Absolutely.
Yeah, for the turbo teddies.
Thanks, man. I also believe, and I've mentioned it as well to some people, but perhaps if we get some rolling cameras with some interviews, and we need commentators, we need people like Diggles, we need
Mark
people
FPV,
like that.
what he does at Sydney, my God,
Crazy, man.
that is amazing.
We need people like Diggles and Mark Allens and all of that of the world to be the promoters of the sport via their voice, and go down to the pits and you know, if you're doing a transmission change, film the transmission change. Let people understand why it takes so long to come back out. The spectators don't understand what's happening outside of the track there. You know what I mean? All tracks agree. Kids rides from Jenny, of course, same as they do for big events like footballs and concerts. Absolutely. Okay, so Potong said it's over 50K for a one-day event. How do you make money from that and give away 50K? So Potong needs to have a minimum of 10,000 spectators to give away the money. He's putting his ass on the line.
But this is what I'm saying, mate. Are we working together here? What's the fucking running cost? I'm asking a simple question here, man.
There's volunteers
I
for
said
God's
everybody's
sake.
got green eyes, brother. And why should the volunteers get something?
They should. But why is it 50K? How are you going to lower the costs if it's 50K for the promoter to put on an event? 50K. The guy's putting his ass on the line. He's got a family.
I don't know. Somebody ask me. Tell me how it works.
You guys tell us.
Tell us. You guys are doing it.
You guys tell us.
People, management, track guys, event guys. How are we going to do this?
This is your show. This is for you people. The sport's amazing. We've got people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring radial cars. We're there. The show's there. But we need bums on seats.
You need to bring the cost back a little bit.
I want to hear from the promoters like Poe. That's the information people don't know. People don't know.
High, how the fuck are you going to get
Rodney Williams, 110%, thank you. In New Zealand, kids under age 13 get in for free at most events. It's the same here, man. Friday nights in 2007, 08 and 0, Wizard kids under 12 free and the missus was free. The place was packed. I agree.
Was that a full throttle Friday?
I agree.
Full throttle Friday. I was running it.
Friday nights, yeah, absolutely. Steve, the Glamia, if I pronounce that incorrectly, I'm sorry. We need to start a broader spectrum of education. The sport needs to be promoted from a school level because kids need to want to get to these events. They drag the mums and dads in. I agree. We need to be able to get the youth. What happens after us, man? What happens after our show's over and done? Tomorrow, Vic and I decide we're not going to do it.
Oh, it'll still be.
Someone will have another show, I understand, but
will they?
What happens if the racers aren't trying to promote the race?
Well, what's everybody thinking of?
But this is what I'm saying, Victor.
Look, you've got to take your focus off the money a little bit, cut people a break, and things will happen, mate. Trust me.
Miroslav, free entry for schools for school excursions. If people listen to Michael Gup Gilbert, he knows how to get bums on seats. Well, mate, we've got to invite him in then. Why hasn't he been invited in? Power Cruise is flat out.
I'm sure he'd have a few stories.
What's the difference? They're doing burnouts going around the track and it's flat out with people. There must be a reason. The reason has to be value.
Why is not appealing to
the
people
value. We must give value to the racing. I believe we have the best possible product in the world. How can you beat it? If you see the side-by-side three, Terry Sane driving against Wade Wagstaff, side-by-side 3-second passes in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Doesn't get better than that, Vic.
it doesn't. And if you haven't seen it, well, you don't know what you just missed out on.
They just ran side-by-side threes at Orlando, and there was really not much of a crowd. But at SGMP, you can't get in the place. That's what we need to have in Australia. That's what we
Reach
need.
the people. Cut them a break.
There's Terry
Get 'em in
Sane
the door,
watching.
man.
Anita and Terry, how are you?
Bash on their doors, man.
Paramount Performance, how are you? Aaron Gregory, just about to say ask Gup for expertise. Oh, mate, we'll speak to Gup. Well, I mean, Gup's got us involved with Power Cruise, right? I'll tell you straight out. Gup has invited Vic and I to come and do a live feed of Power Cruise, and we're going to do it. And we're going to have
other things, which is
we're going to
overwhelming, actually.
we're going to have a professional setup there, proper cameras and everything. Aaron Gregory. So the big issue now which comes to light is more than one party working together without being greedy is very hard to do. It is. It's hard to do.
Everyone's got green eyes.
It's hard to do, but let me tell you, when you've got a promoter like Po Tung coming out and saying it's $50,000.
What do you want the guy to do?
So I want everyone to understand that. It cost him 50 grand to put the event on.
Over.
Right? And then he's going to give out $50,000 in prize money.
On top of everything else.
So that's $100,000 that Po's in the hole for. You put your money on the line, give $100,000 of your money. That man's got a family. He's got a job.
Put 10 grand.
So we've got to help each other. So the tracks have to help the promoters. The promoters have to help by getting the bums on seats. We get the bums on seats, we get the sponsors. Get the sponsors, we give more prize money. Can you understand the vicious cycle we're in?
Look, there's a lot more I could say now, but I don't. I'd like to meet with sponsors and some track guys, and I'll say a couple of things.
So,
and I'll make very, very good sense.
We'll say that today.
Very easy.
I'm happy to have any promoter,
Very easy.
any track representative, any sponsor that wants to have a chat with me and Vic, even online or offline. And we can transmit what you want to say to the people. Let us know. We're here to help the
People
sport
want to
grow.
put events on.
This is why I didn't want to have anyone on. The show is for you. It's for you, the racer. It's for you, the racer.
51 people watching now. We got shit, boys.
It's not about the people
Boys and
watching
girls.
even. It's about us getting a message across to the wider world. And I guarantee you, if you play this to Donald Long, he's going to agree on the same principle to help his events grow. The same way. Bums on seats is value. Value in the ticket, value in the race, value in the show, value to the people. We have the show. We need to give the value now. To get the bums on seats, to bring the corporate sponsors. There are in excess of 35 sponsors that potentially can sponsor the DXP program at Lights Out. And all of them have different degrees of tiers. And some of them pay a lot of money. Like I'm pretty sure PTC is paying a decent amount of whack to have PTC Radial versus World, which is now world famous. They're happy to invest because as bums on seats, people are using PTC converters. We need the same in Australia. Where are the converter shops? Where are the transmission shops? Where are these products that we're developing in Australia?
They need to see some value too, Sam.
But unless they see value, Vic, they're not going to come on board.
100%.
They're not going to come on board.
Everyone's got to just come back a little bit.
So my recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, because there is no actual sanctioning body for radials, IHRA, I want to get behind IHRA because IHRA is my sanctioning body. I'm attached to it, right?
We are behind them. We have raced in many events.
Absolutely.
We have,
Separate to the sanctioning body, there needs to be a group of racers that are listening to all the races and understanding, like a workshop, on what we need to do to get the bums on seats. Once we do that, we're set. Ladies and gentlemen, we're set. We're going to enjoy racing
but the
in
resistance
generations
has
to
to be
come.
nil.
I think the resistance is breaking, Vic. Slowly. People are getting it. But you need people like Michael Gilbert.
Yeah, but you need to have a couple of goes there.
To
You might not have the
push-
first go, the second.
to push
it might
through.
take 10 guys, 10 of it, but at
To
some
help-
point it will happen.
To help get bums on seats, you need
100%.
people that have done it. There is a formula, but we must stick to the formula.
Well, there's a process, man.
You cannot
there's a
have
process.
someone like Po Tung putting on an
Well, if
event that
someone's
costs
going to tell me, man, they're doing
$50,000.
something different and they're doing things, well, just show me how many people are in the grandstand on another event then. And tell me what the fuck are you doing different, man?
Pen
I'm
to-
asking a question,
pen to
man.
the event.
I'm asking a question, mate. Answer, mate. It's a fucking question. It's a valid point. How many people are here, man? Why?
There's a problem.
Why isn't it full? You don't know? Thank you. There's not a problem with saying I don't fucking know. There's not a problem with putting your hand up. Now, if you don't give a fuck, well, that's a different story, man.
Okay, that's a different...
So you tell me.
That's a
That's what I'm
different
asking.
topic.
It's a simple question here.
That's a different
Who's
topic.
going to put their hand up? Who wants to fucking have some, have some validation that there are issues and, things need to be done. It's simple as that.
Can you tell your mate Speedy that we're doing a live show, please?
Mate, tell that idiot to go weld the diff together with bolts.
Can you tell him, please?
No, mate.
All right.
Where's the food telling?
Vic, those kids will hunt you down for stealing their lunch.
That's what I'm saying.
If anyone wants to join us in about 30 minutes, we're going to be at Big John's Pizza. You can come down and have a chat with us live. Get Shannon amongst it. Absolutely.
Not easy, man.
Shagger has a beautiful voice for the microphone. Get him behind the microphone.
The guy's killer, man.
But there's politics
loves
behind there, man. And the guy loves it. Get him behind it.
Mate, who cares, mate? Get the guy. He loves what he does.
Did he
Put
make a mistake at
correlate to-
Willowbank? Maybe. Who gives a fuck,
Well, he's
man?
infallible on him,
Man,
mate.
but fuck me drunk. The guy loves the
What
sport. If he commentates, you hear the sport in his voice.
That's the passion. That's the feeling.
That's
you can't
what
buy
the
that.
spectators don't know what's happening behind the
When
fucking
you hear Lisa
grandstand.
Brink talking, my God.
You know it's drag racing.
No offence, mate. No monotone. Yeah, and he's coming up in his Ford Fairlane.
Yeah.
It's got a
What does that do?
What the fuck?
That turns
mate?
people
Give me
off.
a gun, mate.
That turns people
When
off.
you hear Lisa
know?
Brink, Radial versus the world, pro-line power. When you hear that motherfucker, mate, your hair stands up, mate.
But that's racing.
That's what we need, mate.
That's what
and
we
it
need.
starts from all avenues, mate.
But that's-
Shagger, mate, we need you, mate.
But, and guys, Shag's gone through a difficult patch in the last few weeks. He's moved towns and shout out, he's got his own show on Tuesdays. Please support him, please. He does a bit of a radio rap and guys, we're doing a very relaxed show, no guests, no nothing. We just want everyone in their in their armchairs just kick back and listen to what we're saying and replay it to everyone, right? Boys, it's probably 50k, doesn't get all gate takings either, Potang. Yeah, absolutely.
This is what I'm saying.
Colin's watching. Colin knows, mate. You know how much money Colin Wilshire's pulled out of his pocket to put on these events? Do you know how much money?
And for 1 minute, if you think that it's not true, well, you go put on what Collins is
You
doing.
go do what Colin
You go
Wilshire
do
does.
what Colin
Now,
Wilshire's doing, mate. Come see me, mate.
I'm going to tell you about Colin, guys.
All right.
I know we're speaking about
These
Kenda.
are the good guys having a go and trying to do stuff.
We're fair to everyone, and even the Kenda boys know we're fair to everyone, right? I'm going to be fair to Colin. Bikini comps, DJs, kids' toys and rides, giveaways. He had bloody Paw Patrol there last time. Show and shines. Awards, prize money for cars, prize money for the events, more food options. He brings his own food options into the event as well. Trade stands, DVDs, the whole lot and shebang,
merchandise, whatever you can think of.
just to get bums on seats. Plus putting on the event. I'd hate to be Colin Wilshire's missus when those events are going on and she's looking at all the money going out. And she's praying to God that the weather clouds are going to be okay so they can put on an event. Heaven forbid they cancel the event and they lose their money, which just happened.
Yeah, look, people need to work together here, man, because
And this is what I'm saying, Vic. This is
united
the
we stand,
problem.
divided we beg, man.
This
And I
is the
tell you what,
problem.
other
Only
people
problem.
say, mate, I'm not going racing the back streets of Moab. I don't give a fuck at Hill Road Street.
Vic, we'll go back to street racing, which we don't want to do. But
Big Chief.
I'm Big Chief, you know that, right? No, but listen,
You know what I'm saying?
at the end of the day, guys,
We're
the
on a good
sport,
thing, man.
the sport is in a great position.
Come on.
The investment.
Give a little man
Look at
and you get a
Nader.
lot.
Nader just bought the Zion car.
Come on, man.
Andrew Zed just bought the Pack car. RX-8.
This is what I'm saying,
The
mate.
Toyota, there's a new Solara coming. There's more Pro Mods coming. There's more radial cars coming.
Things
There's
are
more
happening,
imports
man.
coming.
Things are happening.
So if we've got hundreds of thousands to spend on the cars, surely we can invest back into the sport to get bums on seats. Because with the bums on seats, it's a circle. Yeah? Craig Roby is watching. How are you? I think they need to bring the Speedway to Eastern Creek for one price. People can go to the drags during the day, afternoon, then hit the Speedway at night. Maybe. That's an option. I'm not discounting anything because I don't have the
Mate, we
speed.
are open to everything. People need to be open.
Nathan Ferrugia, that was killer from the pit in Willowbank. I would love pits at top of Wizard on the other side so we can hear and see the racing. Absolutely. Bring the show.
There is room there. Yeah. That's why ups are
Closed. It's hard. Johnny Habib knows how hard it is. Yeah, man, absolutely, right? But we don't want that to happen. Craigs, we have the show. Kenda has the show. Poe has the show. Colin has the show.
You gotta
But if I
keep
focus
tipping
on
the
the
water on the
radial,
seat a little
if
bit.
I focus on the radial scene, Kenda boys have it. We have it. We've got the fastest cars. Mate, the fastest cars in the US are being bought now. They're owned by Aussies. Eat a dick. We've got the fastest cars. One way or another, Marcus Burt's car's going to get bought by some crazy Aussie and we're going to have it. Bullivant just bought the fastest turbo car. Eat a dick. We own it. Aussies to the front. So they can't stop our show. We've got the show. Now we need to bring the money. How do you bring the money? Right? Because they're giving away 40, 50 grand. Okay, how do you do it now? All right, this is how we do it. I don't know, but we need to do something. We need to do something. Paul Gassira, look at him, he's trying to put in his own radial events on a fucking runway.
That's number 2.
You know what I mean? No excuses.
I think we'll be there. No, we will be there.
I can't. It's in February. I can't do it. I'm going to be in Georgia, then I'm coming back to Canada.
Oh,
I can't.
There's a fall on the same.
It's falling in Feb. Everyone's going Feb. Can you fucking promoters speak to each other for fuck's sake?
Man. Boys over 50k track costs.
Potang, over 50k just track costs.
Yeah.
Tuners agree. Boys, anyone who sponsors anything, a car, a person, event, anything they want to return, absolutely. Without spectators, we lose the sponsors, correct? That's what we're saying.
You got to get them in, man. If that means a $10 flat ticket, you do that, you run that. It's not profitable. Or is having 86 people in the stand profitable? I don't know. I'm just asking. It's not profitable. Whatever. I'm just talking.
Yes, Pat, this is what we're talking about. So if there is 10,000 people in the stands and a sponsor comes there and sees that there's 10,000 people in the stands, I think, no, we need 10,000 people.
Mate, you put 5,000
all right,
people
even 5,
to your right,
even
to your
5.
left.
Okay, 5,000 so the stands look full. All right, do 5,000 people. That's where the corporate sponsor will dig deep. Yeah? That's where if you go to the Great Northern Beer Company and say, mate, there's 5,000 people minimum that come to this event. We've got in excess of 500 people that watch it live. We've got in excess of 200 entrants. We've got trade stands.
Would
we've got
you
car shows.
sponsor an event with 80 or 100 or 200 people?
I wouldn't.
I'm asking a question.
My company wouldn't, right? My company would.
It's there, mate.
But my company would sponsor the Kenda series. I would do that because I see value. But I need to see return. I do fibre optics, man. Out of 2,000 people, who's going to get fibre optics from me? If there's 10,000 people, there's more people I can attract. There might be someone that knows a builder or a developer who wants to use my company.
Look,
that's how it works. But it's the same with converters. TCE converters in Australia, yeah? TCE. They're like PTC, but the Australian version. Unless they can see sales of their converters and they can get branding, why would they want to sponsor? Why would they drop $10,000? But that's what we need. We need 5 sponsors to drop 10 grand. Okay, there's your 50 grand. But they need to get exposure and they need to get return. That's how sponsorship works. You've got to get return on investment.
Gotta be something.
Money's not for free.
Don't take our word for it. You go give somebody.
Absolutely. Bianca Humphries, how are you? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Episode 27. Please like and share it, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen it, this is what we do. We talk about radial racing and how to make it better in the world and in Australia specifically. Brett Murray, welcome. Sam Epifania, how are you? Where are the transmission shops? Pretty sure Ben from Elite Automatics did an all-nighter to get a racer back on track for Radio Riot.
There you go. Well, good on him, mate.
No, I mean, where are the transmission shops in terms of sponsoring events? Yeah? Where are they for sponsoring events?
Where do we see?
I mean, you've got Joe Riviera. You've got Joe Riviera, who does Pro Torque converters, and you've got PTC. 2 torque converter companies sponsoring different classes in the same event. Okay, so we don't have that many people. So surely you're going to have a couple of big, gearbox shops that want to get exposure, but they need to see a return. Is what we're saying, Adam. We're not having a go. We're just saying, for them to come on board, they're going to need to see a return for people to buy gearboxes.
Yeah, value.
That's what we're saying. We need to give them value. So, for instance, if I don't know, Neil Trans in the US wanted to sponsor Kenda, right? Because he sees exposure because people can buy Neil Trans, he's going to want to sell gearboxes. How do you sell gearboxes? You need people to sell to, not just the racers. You need everyday mums and dads to buy their gearboxes as well, or gearbox repairs, or that's the money that comes in and out. Yeah, that's what you need. That's what we're talking about. But not having to go, please. Don't get me wrong there. Absolutely, Mac. Absolutely, they've got 10 times larger population. But the 10 times larger population, my friend, are not all running radial racing cars, yeah? And they're not supporting radial racing. They're supporting NASCAR, they're supporting NHRA, they're supporting IndyCar, they're supporting Formula One, they're supporting sprint cars, they're supporting street outlaws. So don't tell me that they've got 10 times more population in the radial scene, because they're supporting that many different forms of sport. NBA basketball and NFL are the biggest
Well,
sports.
what we are saying nationally, we're putting Australia nationally
But
for the event.
I'm saying we have the show, but
We're not saying
Matt,
one
we've got the show.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying nationally, but we can do something to give exposure, so we can bring in sponsors and give the money. Poe proved it. Poe gave away $50,000, but he put his balls on the line, and he paid $50,000 to put on the event. So he needed people. Now Poe had a decent crowd. Luckily, Poe had car show. Poe had bikinis. Poe had.
But you know what? I'm pretty sure he'll come in and validate, mate. It was down to the wire, mate.
So Speedy is coming on board, Aaron Gregory. Aaron Gregory, Speedy is coming on board. He's sponsoring the Kenda Series in Sydney. I'll guarantee you that right now. It's done. He's just got to finalise the paperwork and pay it. So yes, that's one of the people we've brought into the sport. I hope other people bring people into the sport now as well. We're also speaking to Australian Muscle Car Sales as well, to bring them into the sport. So we're doing our bit. Please don't have a go at us, yeah? Big John's Pizza is in is it Rocky Point Road there? San Susie. Shagger needs to be on the mics. So does Chris Diggle, so does Mark Allen, so all of them, they need to be on there.
These guys love it and they're passionate and it shows in their...
Robert, why does it cost 50K? We need people to explain that, yeah? Please.
People come on and tell us, why does it cost this then? Some of the other guys in the background that are putting these events on, that are asking for amounts, come on and tell us, man.
Because we love this sport and people are willing to sit on the side of the fence and invest to make this sport great. Absolutely. The sport is great. We're there. We've got hundreds of thousands of people investing, man. We're there. We just need to get the bums on the seats, man.
Get everybody together, man.
Well done to Colin. Jamboree's been around since 95, mate. Unfortunately, a perfect example of a small population, mate. It's a longer time to grow. Absolutely. I understand, mate. I'm not saying it needs to be overnight, brother. But
you got to start somewhere.
when we have a show like Kenda, I need to see the grandstands fairly full, man.
I take it Matty's been to one of those Kenda events?
I believe he has, man. Matty, you know what I'm talking about, man. When you go to Sydney Dragway, man, and like the left-hand side is, you know, 3/4 empty. Come on, bro. I don't want to put the first Kenda event on at Sydney, you know, and show the world that, you know, we've got Kenda racing, there, and then all of a sudden there's 200 people in there. Come on, bro. We can't afford that. We've just spent 5 years trying to get Sydney Dragway to run radial events, man, and have someone come in and do the radial prep. They're open to it all of a sudden. Can't have 200 people. We're going to fuck it up.
Hell no.
We've got to help everyone. We've got to get together.
The resistance.
I can make a sandwich, yes, absolutely.
What'd they say?
Can you make a sandwich?
A sandwich.
Entry numbers tell the truth. Absolutely. There were 165 entrants at Kenda. But where was the crowd? To watch them. To watch all the investors. And that was from people in 640, 550 class, the motorbikes, the 235s, 275s and Outlaw. We had the first 3x3 second pass in Australia.
If that doesn't get you excited, you shouldn't be at a fucking radio event.
Let's not forget Claire and Jared, first 3 second pass on radio.
Absolutely, mate.
I'll never forget it.
DK and Power
Victor ran first 4 second pass on 235. All at Kenda.
All Kenda.
Okay? All Kenda competitors, yeah?
Yep.
Gacera, I may be missing them, but I'll always help you promote them, bro. I think Wizard needs other ways and faster ways of cleaning the track when there's all downs. Look, it's very hard, mate. They're doing it the right way to keep the races safe. The problem is we've got to get the price down for the promoters. We've got to work out how to do that, yeah?
An entry.
And the facilities at Western Sydney Dragway are amazing.
Second to none.
Now, we're going to talk about facilities, you know, and I replayed Shagger's show from the other day, the first start of it, and he was talking about facility, or at one point he was talking about facilities of Willowbank. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. No disrespect to Willowbank, it's atrocious. When you
go take some photos and put them up.
Well, no. When you got shit coming out of the tanks, when you got spiders and fucking snakes around, you know, how you gonna take your kid in there to chuck a shit, man? Because you're there all day. Think about what I'm saying to you. You people have got kids.
I need someone there.
When you go out with your kids, think about what happens. The kids need to go to the bathroom and they need to eat. And they need to be occupied. Okay. So if you're going to spend a family day out there, the first thing you need to make sure of is amenities for the kids and the women. Guys, we can rough it out a little bit. Women can too, I understand that. But guys more than anything.
Yeah. Look, man, it's just... Yeah,
come on, man. It's common sense. Yeah. Sydney's done a perfect job. They even put more showers and toilets for the races. And the spectators. Perfect.
Georgia's one of the oldest tracks. may be old, but I tell you what, the cleanliness is second to none. What I
I'm
saw
gonna
in
tell you-
Georgia year in year out, and other guys that have been in the last 2 years there will know, there is a gentleman there, sitting there, giving them mint and clean towels and whatever else needs to be done, and the toilets are impeccable. They may be old, but they are immaculate.
Okay,
You can eat
Victor,
off the
let's
damn thing.
let's tell the truth,
And
but
guys will
let's
know
tell
that.
the truth. When we went 8 years ago, right before Ozzy Moya owned the track,
Correct.
the toilets were broken,
Yes,
they were falling apart.
correct.
There was no towels, there was nothing. Donald Long had to bring his own people in. Then Ozzy Moya bought the track, and then immaculate. When I tell you
You know what?
immaculate,
He invested in there, and the return came.
look at the people.
That's what we're saying.
He has had over a weekend over 100,000 people at that
They
event.
shut the doors to stop people coming.
People couldn't even come into the
You're saying that's America, this is Australia? No, bullshit.
I
We can
underst-
have the same
I
thing. We
underst-
can fill it, sardine,
I reckon.
chuckers.
I reckon.
You can.
Okay, I reckon we
You
can get
can.
20,000 easy.
You can.
I reckon
Hell
we can at the show that we had. Like and share, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Hell
Like and share. Tuna's Edge Athanasios, you guys are right. If someone like us who is in a little fish in the game can sponsor events, where all the big shops, converter shops, like you said, it costs us more than what it's. No, look, Rocket Industries spends a lot of money. You know that, Arthur. They spend a lot of money in the sport, man. Might not be radial, but a lot of money in the sport. So I won't say that, but I understand what you're saying. You always put your hand in your pocket, mate.
He's covered runway, threshold,
Oh, everything.
radial events. He's covered bloody fucking.
It's getting very exciting, and that's why I'm happy. It's getting
Mate,
exciting. You know what I
think you're
mean?
getting-
The rules are the rules. There are no rules. The only rule that there is in 275
There it
class.
is, man. It's 2 lines.
No half chassis, maximum half chassis vehicles, no 3/4 chassis, no pro mod. The rules have been there for 3 years. Read the rules. If you don't like it, oh well. We hit the social hard. That's it.
I get it. That's
Maybe us racers pay 250 to enter. I don't have a problem paying $400, mate. 500. I'll tell you why I don't have a problem, because if I'm paying $500 and there's a pot for 35 grand or 20 grand, I'm in. I'm in.
it. Yep.
Everyone's in at that point. But when you're paying 250 and you're getting $1,000, everyone worked it out, right? Because people are getting ripped off. That's where we're getting at.
I'll pay 300 to destroy a converter. In the 235 that was fun.
Okay, you need to think digital two guys pre and post event. Absolutely, man. That's where it's at. That's where, but
You've got to be in people's
that's the
faces
free
with the
stuff.
event,
But that's
man.
not just us, man. That's everyone that needs to be doing that. You know what I mean? Aaron Gregory, true, but from 200 to 250, get your family in for free to help them in. You would pay. Yeah, Aaron Gregory agreed with that. I believe that.
Look, man.
Dominator engines, there you go. The problem is the cost. The cost is to build a car here in Australia is a lot more than the US.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that kind of coin.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can race bloody 640 index, man. 550
Radial
index.
Rumble.
You can have radial rumble or radial
You can
renegade.
run from 799 to the cutoff. So if your car runs 799 over the 8th, which
You
I'm
can,
sure...
you can run 799 in the 8th to 3 seconds in the 8th, and you can race here. You can race here, and you can race for money. It's 500 for the win, 250 runner up
How
in those
cool is that,
classes.
man?
There's something. You're getting nothing if you're running where you are now.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm having a couple of different things coming up.
Anyway.
Here. I mean, I'm not going to start to go on a bit wild here, but...
No one did the slog like... Okay, this is
Here we
Habib.
go.
All right, very important we read this out. No one did the slog like Kryger and myself with APSA. 5 rounds around Australia for 5 years. Point series, yearly champions, merchandising the lot. The most prestigious prize money this country has seen for all classes. We did it and we were successful. Could have continued, but the lack of support and sponsorship was the killer.
Yep.
People made a lot of money off that series, didn't want to support their own livelihood, made us turn away. APSA was the best racing the country has ever seen.
was a big part
We
of that, man.
introduced Radial, 10.5 Outlaw and 275. Good years.
Yeah, man.
Did everyone hear that?
Yeah, man. I could do some... Oh, man.
We don't want to bring anyone on this episode, but we will bring them on in the next episodes, man. So please like and share. This has been probably our most relaxed and chilled episode, guys. Thank you to Australian Muscle Car Sales, Speedy Diffs, Power Cruise Promotions and Archie's Flame Grill. We're going to be at Big John's Pizza in about 20 minutes.
We've
So,
got Mr. King 235 on, Mr. Ash Mason.
okay, hold on. Love and racer religiously, boys. Bring on Johnny Hibbert. We will. Next episode, we'll get Johnny on. Remember, racers love the 3-second stuff,
Shout
but
out
many
to the
spectators don't
SD
understand how
track.
significant.
Killed it.
Absolutely.
But,
What happened? Shout out to the Sydney Dragway track staff. They kill it. Absolutely, man.
oh,
Absolutely.
The boys there.
Steve Petrovsky's on. Didn't
G'day, Steve.
Gup get screwed by the tracks for his lights out and had big crowds? Well, I don't want to get into a Brett, right? But we need people
All we're
like...
saying is we don't want resistance men. Resistance is the biggest way to kill it off.
Hold on, Perry. I'm just confirming. Yeah. So Perry, no 3/4 chassis or pro mod cars allowed in 275. That's the only rule. That's the only rule, brother.
No 3/4 chassis, it says.
No 3/4 chassis or pro mods.
That's it.
And we all know what they are, man.
Marco from Austria, ribs tonight. Where are the ribs?
No, man, we're gonna get off now.
Well, whoever wants to come down to
Now,
Big John's.
before we go, big shout out to the guys at Drag Week, Chris Stiggles, Steve Grimer, all the boys at Drag Week as well. I'm watching the live stuff. You're doing awesome. Great thing for the sport in the country, supporting all the local communities.
Yep.
The kids are getting to see some of these beautiful cars and amazing people, and well done to you guys for representing our sport in all these places. Yeah, they stopped it and some of the kids saw it as well. So big shout out to you guys. I'm not sure who's leading. I believe that twin turbo Monaro Vic is leading, man. One of the dandy cars, man. He's winning it. But Big John's is in San Susie. We're heading there now. They shut at midnight. Claire and Jared were still going 275s. Yeah, but you just...
You put them on, bro. Do what makes you happy, bro.
You put them on, but you're going to run in Outlaw Radio, right?
Don't
That's
worry,
fine.
bro.
But in Outlaw 275,
You can put them on, run
better.
an event, and run a record, and that's the end of it, bro.
But you don't really give a fuck anyway, because you put 275s
Listen,
on
you're in the
it.
threes, bro. History's been made. Records have been broken.
Boys, I want to have a big shout out as well, just to Andrew Hawkins, who has got this new muscle car challenge on that he's invited us to.
There's actually 2 events coming up.
I'm going to be Big Chief doing the light there as well, guys. So I just want you guys to know that it's an event happening in May. It's called the Muscle Car Challenge. We've been invited to assist there. There is another event in May. You're more than welcome to attend that event as well. I've got no ill will towards the other promoters there. Just we were asked first to come and help with this event.
And being a radial deal, man, we absolutely...
We've got some amazing sponsors that have joined there, and some great guys that have joined. I believe there's in excess of 80 cars. I'm inviting all of the Drag Challenge cars to that event. If you're a Drag Challenge car, we're going to find a spot for you as well. So Tony, reach out to Tony Cassiotis, Andrew Hawkins and the rest. All Drag Challenge cars, you're more than welcome to come to the event. You can have radials. There's a Friday night special as well, guys, where...
The runway will be under lights.
We've got approval. I'm going to let Hawkins announce it, but I will tell you guys there'll be a pot of up to $8,000, and I'm going to be on the flashlight. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Australian version of Big Chief, apparently, so I'm going to be doing some Big Chief street stuff. But Muscle Car Challenge, guys, at Cootamundra, it's happening in May. Please get your entries in. There's just over 76, 77 entries, so just under 80 entries somewhere there, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, so that's happening. Just heard word that the Flying Fifth event that we were talking about, guys, has been confirmed now for the 2nd of May.
Be there.
Be there in Bathurst. Any car. You're welcome to come in any car. I just ask this, make sure you got brakes and make sure it's not a drag car, because, mate, you are going down Conrod Straight at maximum velocity and you need to pull up before the bend. When I say the bend, before the first bend after Conrod Straight. So make sure we're gonna be part of that as well. We're gonna do live feeds, but there's some big cars. I want to see GDRs. I want to see Hollinger gearboxes. I want to see all the big job cars, open wheelers, whatever you want. Bring it down. It's going to be crazy, man. There's radials everywhere. You can run slicks if you really want.
Just recapping it, George's Prestige.
It's the Flying Fifth Bathurst event, George's Prestige on the 2nd of May. We're also involved with the Muscle Car Challenge in Cootamundra, and we're inviting all the Drag Challenge cars there as well. I didn't say Jared won't bring out a 275 legal car. I just said that the current Radial vs. the World car won't be able to compete in Outlaw 275. Yes. But Jared's more than welcome to bring out as many cars as you want, because he's a bloody legend.
Please, no socks pulled up like cheap.
I'm going to do the socks. I'm doing the socks. I've got some fun.
Jumper and
I've got the fuel tank hat too.
You won't be seeing me there.
But Nathan, I've got these black socks. They're a monkey having a cigar. Counting money, so I'm going to be wearing those socks on the start line with my new LeBrons.
Bring your money with you. There will be a lot of hustling going on at that event.
You can pull the shoot at all the events we're talking about. Absolutely, sounds good, Camaro.
Cars will be teched.
Absolutely, man. Claire and Jared, new car almost done. Is that the new 275 car or the new Radial vs. World car? I'm confused, man.
Is that a scoop?
I don't know, man. I reckon the guy won the lotto. But at the end, I don't give a fuck. He's putting his money down. That's what we love. So, guys, we just wanted to have a show just to cover off that there are no rules at the Kenda event, or minimal rules. There are
On the webpage.
some very basic rules for the pro radials. There's some great rules for the Potang and his Grudge Kings. There's some amazing rules for Colin Wilshire in his event. Just race the class you want to compete in.
That's it.
That's all you got to do, man. Race the class you want to compete in. And if you can afford to compete, compete. If you can't afford, shut the fuck up. And stop whinging about people that can afford. Stop whinging, man. Claire and Jared, man, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're putting their money where their mouth is, man, and they're investing in the sport. We got to give back to them. We got to get the sponsors involved. We got to give their business some money to continue to invest in the sport. That's all we're saying.
There's a couple of cars coming.
All right.
I can't wait for that e-canoe.
You guys bring all your Corvettes, man, in 275. I'm not going to be the quickest.
I can't wait for that Lexus to come.
I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something, Vic.
I can't wait, man.
Bring all these Pro Mods, bring all these Corvettes. I'm going to be in a four-door Commodore, man. Four-door Commodore, I'm going to line them up. And fucking, you got Krieger in the Tirana with a Carroll. We're going to run our four-door Aussie's car. Aussie build.
Commodores, huh?
But let me tell you, man.
It's gonna be cool,
Let me tell you something. Any car, any racer investing in the sport in Australia is a bloody legend. When you see Jared Wood go and compete,
Listen, mate.
when you go and see them compete in America with the best of the best cars and take them on, bro, that's the Aussie spirit, mate.
Listen,
I don't care if you bought it, I don't care if you built it, I don't care if you drive it like the Flintstones.
Anybody that is in the racing scene
Do
in
it.
Australia who's come out of the sideline and got to the track and run.
Fucking do it.
That's
Put
it.
your money down, man.
That's it. I don't care
I'm
what
sick
you're
of the
running.
complainers, man. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Anybody that's out there having a go, mate, racing is hard work, mate.
You do it. You put your money where your mouth is. You go and do what Jet Martin did. You do what Jared Wood did. You do it. You do what Sean Hale did.
And everyone else is doing.
You go do it. You go do what Perry Boulevard did and the Camaro from Six Boost and Terry Sane and Wade Wagstaff. Go do it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
That's it, man. If the rules don't fit, well, don't race.
Get your asses to the track and stop eating Cheetos and talking shit.
I wasn't eating Cheetos.
I'm over it, man. Get all these messages and phone calls, man. Shut the fuck up, man. There's no rules here. Jajeski wants to bring a car, he's going to race his car. Jared Wood's building 10 cars, let him race 10 cars.
The rules are there.
Don't complain, there's no fucking rules.
Two rules are rules with two rules, but yeah.
Sick of it, man. We've got the best show in the world.
Yeah, man.
What are we going to do? We're going to hammer Perry Boulevard for bringing in Snickers to the sport. We've got to be supporting Snickers, man. Buy Kit Kats and Snickers everywhere.
Have them at the track. Get the people there, man.
I'm
Sounds
done.
Funny. Well, it's not.
I'm going to go have pizza. Hats off to John Ricker.
Yeah, man.
Look at him. He stepped it up,
Yeah,
man.
that guy, mate. But you know what? I've got to give it to him. You know why he did it? Because he come from a VL, mate. He knew what it was about. John Ricker, mate.
Fucking
in the
VL.
yellow highway.
You know these VL guys, they do my head in, man. There's a record
Good
for
on you,
fastest
mate. Good on you,
ashtray
John.
VL, you know what I mean?
Oh, mate.
Can I get some of the Cheetos, man? Did you see that chick I posted with the Cheetos? That's what we need,
What
bro.
chick did you post?
Oh, bro, she's immaculate.
Oh, come on, man. Hey, I'm hungry, man.
I'm hungry. Have a good night, boys. We love you guys. We love the sport. The sport's in a great place. Support us. Support the sport. Support what we do. Support what everyone does. Get behind everyone, man. I don't care if you're the slowest or the fastest. I'm not the fastest, man. I'm not going to be nowhere near it.
Everybody.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to line up because that's what I love doing. I love lining up, man. What did you want to do? You want to talk about Valiance?
Nah, man.
All right.
It'll be
We're
next
out.
episode.
It's 10 o'clock. Let's get out.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Nothing,
Like I said,
bro.
Can
We
you
said
just
it.
cap it off again? Guys, if you don't think you're competitive, well, you are. There is a
Tell 'em.
$7.99 cut-off.
Tell them, Vic.
Radial Rumble. 640 is the fastest you can run to the 8th. $7.99 is the slowest. Let me tell you something. If you have a car, you put some radials on, and you want to go have some fun, dial it in, man. How well do you know your car? You're going to go out there, and guess what, mate? If you're prepared to fight, and you're prepared to throw punches in the ring, man, you can come out a winner, mate. Radial Rumble class, mate. You got a little bit quicker, you can go to the 550 class. There's a Radial Renegade.
Oh, hold on. There
Guys,
is,
man,
there is
don't
something.
say there's nothing
No,
that
there
you
is,
can't do, man.
there is something. Hold
There's
on.
no reason why you shouldn't be out there having a go in Radial, man.
Hold on. There is something. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, just someone that's a racer, just so you know.
Big John's going to run out of food there, Vic. Sorry, thanks, mate.
Order the food, boys. High-tech automotive VFI parts. Just before I get to race past Melbourne, please. Enzo, who's a big supporter of the show, big supporter of the races, he owns High Tech Automotive EFI. Ladies and gentlemen, you would have seen on the news there was a huge fire in Alexandria. Ladies and gentlemen, that fire affected Enzo. It was in his complex. The roof collapsed on Enzo's
Started a few
builder.
doors up.
It started a few doors up.
Taken off a heap of...
The incident happened 3 weeks ago. High Tech Automotive EFI parts, they're still trying to trade. Boys, they're a family, man. They're a family. Please, if you need Bosch sensors, if you need pumps, whatever, man, he's trying to survive. Please, man. High Tech EFI parts, look them up on Facebook. Go to their website, please. Boys, I'm asking you.
Sydney based in the eastern suburbs,
only,
they do deliver on the same
3
day.
weeks ago, man, the complex got smashed with fire. He hasn't been allowed back since. He's got his car there. He's not allowed to get anything. There's
I
insurance.
believe they may have just got the cars out, but they're not letting him go back.
They're not allowing him to go back.
Having said that, these guys are still operating.
Please, guys, High Tech EFI parts. Now, separate to what we've discussed about how great the sport is and how we need to get together and help people come down to the sport, please, ladies and gentlemen, Race Parts Melbourne, and I know we support Tuner's Edge, and I know we support Rocket and everyone, but we've got to support everyone. So Race Parts Melbourne, they're a sponsor of the Kenda Series, yeah? And I believe they're sponsoring the Outlaw Series, Vic, in Sydney. Awesome. Race Parts Melbourne have joined us.
There you go, RPM, mate.
Absolutely. We've got Rocket Industries we're trying to get on board as well, guys. We've got Jason Samad who's flying our flag and he's doing whatever he can to try and get Cowan involved with the Kenda Series, and we're working there for the boys. Sorry, Perry. I meant, like, go and buy Snickers, you know what I mean? Sorry, brother. But someone else should get Kit Kat and have the rivalry. You know what I mean?
Take a break, take it easy.
But anyway, boys, I want to thank everyone for your support. I hope it was nice and laid back. We love you guys. We love the sport. As you can see, we're very passionate. I think we've nailed it. It's just we need to get the show to the masses and bring the people to see the show. Once we've got the people in the show, the sponsors will come, the prize money will get there. But you can't have Po Tung paying 50 grand for an event and trying to make money from it.
I tell you what, the chores won't be having the lights out, mate.
All right?
Let me tell you.
Anyway, we're going to be at Big John's Pizza in 20 minutes. If you want to come down, have a chat with us.
Any last requests?
Any last requests, guys? Australian Muscle Car Sales, thank you. Thank you to Archie's Burgers.
Thanks, Archie, even though I didn't get any.
Speedy's Diffs.
Speedy Diffs is welding up diffs down there.
Power Cruise. And thank you to all of you. Thank you to Race Parts Melbourne. Thank you to Tuner's Edge. Thank you to Rocket Industries. Thank you to Grudge Kings. Thank you to Jamboree. Thank you to Kenda. Thank you to Sydney Dragway. Thank you to Willowbank. Thank you to all the races. Without you, we can't do what we do, yeah?
Stay united. Think about the people.
If we unite as a family, like we did for the breast cancer thing, if we get together as a family...
Just on that.
Right? I've got the check. I've showed everyone the check. I'm just waiting for Dave Reed to finish the poster. We're going down, hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to go down.
There'll be photos and everything, just like last year.
Mate, and we'll congratulate them for you. But guys...
And thank you guys again for that.
If we get together as a family and support everyone, support the races, support everyone, that's when we're going to grow the sport. And the next episode, yes, you're right, Poe, we're at Gas for the big barbecue. So ladies and gentlemen, we're at Gas Motorsports next episode, and we're going to continue what we're talking about. So PM me if you want. We've got any other topics on this topic, but we're going to cover this off again, and we're going to have a live dyno, I believe, of Poe's cars ready.
If anybody has anything regarding the show, please send it through.
Send it through to us, guys. Send it to my inbox.
Send it through me.
I prefer if you send it to Jet275, not the Sam 10, because obviously my wife's there, so if you're sending chicks, it makes it difficult. But she doesn't care, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, if you can send it to Jet275, makes it easier.
Big shout out to Fred
Dwayne
Karen
Bailey,
there,
thank you.
Jason
Fred Karen, Jason Sammer, thank you. Poe, Perry, Mario, Rotondo, well done, boys. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting our show. Shout out to all the New Zealand guys as well. Athanasius Darkos. We're not the best thing to happen, but we're a bunch of racers trying to make it bigger, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Australian Muscle Car Sales. If you want the RX4 in the background, there's the RX4 there, yeah? I don't know if it's sold, but if you want it, it's available. Shout out to everyone, and guys, we love the sport. Please like and share this post. Get it worldwide. Thank you to the 160 odd people that tuned in for us. Very good, nice of you. We're heading to Big John's, boys. Victor, any last words? Any last words?
I think you capped it off, man. You were right tonight, man.
Oh, so we did
well said, man.
We did well.
Well said, mate.
Operation Radial Freedom, episode 27 signing out. Is Nick Zaraka still the man?
I don't know, he's still the man.
Where's your fucking engine?